on the Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is fucking Talking Shit with Eagle, episode 512.5. WEedNerdWorld. Hope you guys enjoyed last night's, or the last episode with the humble local. Oh, I can't believe I fucking that up multiple times. Sorry, Joey, but it was an amazing episode. Hopefully you guys did catch it. Set up here. Up next to my Zoom window, of course. Top check is now live check. I see these special brands Australian going. So how free. Cheers to all you guys. How you guys doing? Robert Rittenhouse. Cheers to you and welcome to the show. Flora Nugs, how you doing? I guess it's never too early to get that.
So my favorite thing about cannabis growers is how they do such a
We're getting it going and ready.
Standing here looking at
there's some cool Mendo dope in the background there.
I've never known it was such a huge unit. Got it started here in the garden. And now she's listening to smelling sweet talks.
We got smoking on while we get the show going. Get things loaded back up.
What a great job of phenotype selection.
I'm smoking on, what the fuck am I smoking on? Oh, it's a little of the BBQ version 2. A little bit of chili bean. Got a 50-50 mix. Yucca 420 Gardens. Cheers to you. Yeah, this is a good thing. Man, I have been listening to just a ton of Mendo dope lately. You know, I've always been quite the fan, but I don't know what it is. It's just been back to back lately. Always good stuff there.
I am the pheno hunter, up in the ganja zone. Started from seed, I find the key,
poison
then I
in that
cut the
can.
clone. I'm looking for some resin,
Good stuff,
trying to
man.
see some weight. It's smelling good, but I wonder, will it keep the taste?
Where's everybody at? It's after 2. I figured everybody be all up and
seed
there.
every year, now I'm a growing teacher.
Right
Tells
about
of a
now.
dope mosquito. 020 vision living. Searching
Right,
for every
they'll be
flavor
all
and every
here,
strain that's risen.
all
Now here was my
picked
decision. Pick what was
Smelling
dominant.
all
This
bright
one
eyed,
was
bushy
showing
tail,
sativa and I was on it.
handful of
It had the skinny leaves.
organics.
I've been around many trees, so I knew what to expect when it comes
Decoy
time to
bacon,
trimming.
cheers to
Now
you.
what I'm looking for, I need some indica, some fat leaves and a
17
thick
cool
stem with a
mothers watching.
signature.
Already
Wait
one
till you
thumb
get
up,
dry,
one
that's when
down.
I'm twisting
I'll take
you.
it.
And once you're
They
in my
both
hands,
count.
I'll never get rid of you. The Vito hunter.
They both count.
The Vito hunter.
Routine. That boy said take me forever.
I am the pheno hunter, up in your ganja crop.
Lights on, lights off, chill. What's up with that? I like the name change. Cheers to you,
Sprouting
Mr.
tester
Tim.
seeds that ain't even out on the market. I walk the green carpet, known for ganja macking. Only been a
Robert,
week and
Mr.
I'm loving how
Green's
she
in
was
this
stacking. Her
motherfucking
clones
Thomas
already
in the
rooted.
house.
She's about to be your mother.
Justin
You should've
Bean.
took a cut, cause there will never be another. I am the pheno hunter, specialized in farm and doja.
Thinking
Kicking
today
dust
that
up
we
in the
should
trenches, I'm a
get
ganja
Miss
soldier.
the Mendo
Picking
Dope
top
Boys
codes. How heavy
back on
really
the
is
show.
it?
See
I'm
how
on the
they
growing mission, trying to find the
harvest
golden ticket.
went.
It's got them jagged leaves.
Shit, they've been
Branches are packed
touring.
and tight. Sweet and funky.
Hopefully they
Something
fucking
that fits
can
my
get them come
appetite.
Michigan.
A connoisseur that's
Come party
more rolling
down.
smoke
That'd
bomb
be
is sticky.
pretty
I
fucking
am the
awesome.
pheno hunter. Trust me, I
Aloha
must
to
be
you, Hawaii Sustainable.
So I'm hanging out in the garden with this fucking lovely milk.
Yeah, that was a fun episode. Thank you.
Time wreck. No shit. What an amazing fucking train. Nobody anticipated the train would be so large and so varied. This train is stop.
I wouldn't give you hanging out in his chat right about now. No joke there, man.
Just incredible. The size almost
Just hang out in those chats. Also growing.
Fucking awesome. The science of fact.
I am the Pinot Hunter up on the.
Cheers, Honcho.
Hey, how's it going, Eagle?
Pretty good. You got to hit that portrait lock on your phone. It's got you
What was that?
sideways. The portrait lock to keeps you know when you got your phone. When you flip it, it keeps it.
Am I sideways right now, or what's going on?
Yeah, you're sideways.
Oh, how do I? Do you know how to change that?
I think it's when you pull down your screen and it's got that little button that you push that keeps it from locking when you flip it. There you go. Perfect.
It changed now?
Yep.
I don't know what I did, but okay.
The sensor might have just picked up that it flipped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Are you able to hear me all
How
right?
you
This is
doing
my
tonight?
first time with, AirPods. I'm doing pretty good there. How about yourself?
Good, good. I like the ear pods. It makes it a little clear.
Yeah, it makes you feel more engaged in the conversation, you know?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I got to keep
Bad
leaning
part.
super close to my phone to hear you guys. I'm like, man, I want to hear what they're saying, but I don't want to like have to keep leaning in. So now I can finally sit back and listen to you guys, you know?
Bad part about it is when I suddenly play this dab song, it could be like, pow,
Right.
implanted in the brain.
Right. I usually watch the show on my TV, and I have like headphones that plug into that, but they're like the wired ones, so they don't work for my iPhone. But when I'm listening on that, it's pretty much like perfect audio quality. But this right
Don't
here
worry,
isn't so
chances are, even with the earbuds, you probably still won't hear on Green Fingers.
good.
he's,
You gotta get a
he's
GoFundMe
coming
for his mic, man.
in. They're not going to
Someone needs
help you in that case.
to know. That's true. No, honestly though, it does help out. To be 100% honest with you, yeah, those headphones do help me hear Green Fingers because everyone's like, I can't hear what he's saying. I'm like, I could barely hear him, but I can hear him. I just gotta like stick the earphones further in my ear and listen real carefully, but I can hear him.
You know, I jokingly call him like the boomhauer of our clique there. I tell you about, he's all got the best poo. He's got the shit face. Are you shit faced, Green
I'm a
Fingers?
shit. I'm a shithead. I'm just a
Oh,
shithead.
shithead. Man, that's awesome, Green Fingers.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
What's up, Green Fingers? What's up, Johnny?
How's it going there, Huncho? Eagle?
Thanks for being
What's
here.
up, my brother?
Cheers, Johnny. I was on the hunt
Another
today
great
for a
episode.
mask. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate that.
Cheers.
That's pretty
Yeah, I gotta
simple.
go.
That's hot outside.
I almost went down. I did venture down the kids' aisle today trying to find a mask. They didn't have none but like little dinosaurs and shit. I'm like, man, I gotta get it. I'm gonna end up having to take a little ride to get a mask tomorrow. I can't find where all my fucking masks are at, but I'm getting. I mean, if I don't come back with a mask tomorrow, I'm coming back with some face paint or some shit. At least do a better job than I did last year. That was all. I knew it was awful, but when I was like, hey, it's fucking showtime. It is what it is now. I'm fucking rolling with this shit.
See, honestly, the last Halloween episode was like a badass episode. Was that the one where Charles showed his face for the first time, or was that a Halloween before that?
Oh, that was last year. It was the first time he showed it.
Yeah, dude, that was a
Yep.
badass episode.
I still wonder if it wasn't a double. What a perfect time to set somebody else like in front of a camera and then just talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got Vin Diesel
And you
over
know,
there off the side.
yeah, you know, Vin Diesel's got a couple of them guys just hanging around,
That's probably just cameraman or some shit.
right? I'll hold the camera this time.
That was a cool dude, though. He needs to come on here tonight. I'm summoning you, pal. wherever you are.
Uh-oh. That normally brings him in.
I think you got to say crystals 3 times, but I'm not for sure on that.
3 times? Okay, that's 3 times.
I got a crystal right here. Well, it's like a bead made out of stone, but I can't see it that good, but oh well. I used to be into making like bracelets out of natural stones and stuff, but yeah, it's something I don't do anymore.
So what you guys smoking on tonight?
I'm smoking on some ice cream cake.
Yes.
I'm smoking on some bike tea right now. Took some over to the neighbor earlier tonight, beat the hell out of him with it. That's pretty fun.
Got a power pack.
Power pack.
So you got weed, and then it comes with a gram of keef.
Pretty cool.
Really? That's
For like
interesting.
$50. Yeah. So you get like an eighth of weed, and then a gram of keef.
So how much? You said 50?
Yeah, like 55 or I'm not sure what she paid for it because she gets a discount, but yeah, my mom hooked it up. So they get those cards with the little stamps on them and shit. She only splurges when she fills them up. So she's like, I filled it up again. See what I got. I'm like, oh, that's new. And then she got, oh, here's the box. This some expensive shit.
Yeah.
Expensive as fuck. It was like, let's see if it says the price. Can't find it. But it's fucking fire. It's Nigerian silk. It's super like sativa as fuck. Like starts speaking and can't shut the fuck up. We were just talking for like hours. Where she was trying, I gotta go. And then 3 hours later, she's like, I still gotta go. What the fuck? Can't stop talking. Yeah. Sativa.
Yeah. That's cool. There, your mom gets you all those cool little gifts like plants and seeds and buds. My mom just wants my bud.
Yeah, see, that's why I used to take my mom's weed. So like now it's payback. It's like she brings me weed, makes me feel guilty, and then she's like, "Here, grow these seeds for me. I want this. I want to smoke that shit. Like, I want to smoke that." So yeah, everything for her. Like, pretty much.
Cool, man.
That's cool though, man.
Yeah, she's the only
I like
person
that.
all the rest of the patients like went to regular rec. So she's the last patient I have. Like, my grandma died, so she was my other patient. So one person left for medical.
Have you grown a strain
Cheers.
for her that you really liked and wanted you to keep around?
She just wants her old weed from the 70s. So she's like, if I can find that shit, like, and if I can get my friends to give me some seeds, then yeah. I don't want too high. She don't want 31% nothing, you know? They want the 12% shit, 15%. So you can giggle all day and enjoy your fucking time, not just be blasted. Fucking, so that's what I'm trying for. Lower.
Well, Green Fingers, DM me your address.
I barely got it today, so yeah, I'll do that. I barely got it today. I was like, what the fuck? That was the wrong address.
I got some of those. I got some of those seeds.
Some of what?
Those seeds that you're talking about. From
Old
the 80s, early 80s.
Oh, yeah,
Old ones, yes.
seeds? You really got old seeds? What the hell? Why aren't you popping those?
Yes, I do. I
You
had a
pop
whole
them.
ounce or more at one point. I tried to.
I'll take them. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I haven't had any luck, so I've been trying to kick some out to other people to see if they have any luck.
Hell yeah. I'll definitely do it.
I don't want to say too much because I don't know if they'll get mad or not, but I don't think they will, so I'll say it anyway. But I think Bankovic is going to send me
I don't think they will either. I tried and tried and tried. And, I mean, it's just,
it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, I don't think I took care of them the way I was supposed to. And, you know.
You never know. Some people got that luck, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
Stinking
You
makes
know,
win
selling.
shoot.
I win at everything on accident. So I'm like, I'm a natural born winner, but I'm a fucking loser.
There
So
you go. That's what
I'm a
I'm talking
fucking
about.
loser. Yeah. Like I lose the things I want to lose at. Like, yeah.
What Stinkovich sending you there, huh, Joe?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say he's sending me some 1-to-1 seeds, like 1-to-1 ratio CBD to THC that he just bred. So I forget exactly which strains they were, but yeah, I'd have to check the Instagram DM. So he said he's gonna send me a few like tester packs of his 1-to-1 to THC made. So I'm pretty stoked on those. And I was gonna say that might be good for green fingers if he's looking for a lower THC strain, something more medicinal with like a more full spectrum.
Yeah, she gets blown off of my shit. She's like, I'm starting to get anxiety. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, fuck. Like, it's a half a joint. Like, so off this shit, she smokes like 2 hits and she's like, I'm done. No more. I'm like, what the hell? 2 hits? Like 27% barely. I'm like, that's not even the high shit like last time. And she's like, not? I'm like, well, it's still the high, but she's like, I'm too high. Too high.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, I wasn't smoking with my mom, but I was in a room with her, and she took a hit off the little pipe with some weed, and like 10 minutes later, she's just giggling her ass off, laughing at everything, and like, I'm too fucking stoned. I'm like, nah, you're not too stoned. There's no such thing as too stoned.
Yeah, that's she
But
wants
honestly, it's
to.
cool to see her like laughing and stuff because she's been in a lot of pain and not feeling good the last couple of days, so she's feeling a lot better
Yeah,
today.
that's good. That's good. The medicine helps everybody.
Yep.
Had a fun trip to Walmart today.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was honestly a fun trip. Well, first of all, I wander around, I get my shopping done, and then I'm over into the produce section, and I'm grabbing my veggies and my assorted smoothies that I like to drink. And guy there working the stocking the shelves says hello. I turn and say hello, and sees I got the High Times shirt on. He's like, "Oh, that's a cool shirt. What's it say there?" I'm like, "Oh, that's High Times." I said, "Actually, I was a judge for that in particular cup." He's like, "Oh yeah," and we get talking a little bit. He's like, he said, "Well, what did he say?" He actually compared me. He's like, "Man, I watched this special the other day, and it was about this bald guy for did fucking tell drugs or whatever." He's like, "I've seen you in a couple times." He's like, "What was his name?" And he's like, "White boy." I'm like, "Oh, you're talking about White Boy Rick?" And I like, he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No, I'm not White Boy Rick by any means." I said, but I said I do have a pretty good cannabis story though, and I start telling him that about the show, and he actually was in chat earlier. Yeah, I says,
Oh,
"Well,
cool.
if you check out the show, tell me hello from Walmart, And I seen the comment go by, and so
Dude, that's awesome.
he did check out the show, and so I complete my shopping trip, and I'm in line, and the lady in front of me is the cashier's a funny lady. I see her quite a bit, and she again, might have been the shirt. I don't know if she's seen it or not, or she just kind of remembers me from other instances with cannabis. She said the guy that was in here a little bit ago fucking reeked like cannabis so bad I almost had to take a break, man. That was fucking felt like I got a contact just from serving him up.
I love
I
it.
said,
I love it.
well, it is that time of year. She's like, "What time of year?" I'm like, "Well, harvest." He probably was all stinking from he probably was harvested. Probably stink real bad, didn't even realize it. She's like, "Well, I was asking him, basically," and she's like, "This is not a quiet conversation by any means."
This is right out there.
She's like, "Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's definitely allowed to talk." She's like, well, I asked him, what's an ounce go for these days? She's like, he said $200. I can't imagine paying $200 for an ounce of cannabis. I haven't smoked in years. Unfortunately, I got caught up in the pharmaceutical mess, and I take pharmaceutical medicine. I don't smoke no cannabis, but I did back in the day. And she was talking about, all the old strains from the 70s and 80s, how strong they were, just like they were. Dr. Buzz
This
Lightyear
is
and
this
Tony
is the
talking
Walmart
about.
cashier. Just
Yeah. And
this
then
is
I'm
this is too
telling
funny.
you, this is not a quiet conversation. Not at all. And I'm like,
Oh
well,
man.
things are, she's like, well, what's an ounce go for? I'm like, well, this time of year, it depends, man. They can fall as low as 100. I've seen under 100. It's harvest time. It's not a good time for, retail cannabis, if you will. And I said, but on the other hand of that, I've seen it go as high as like $400 or $500. She's like, really? She's like, back in the day, man, we'd pay fucking, next $30 for an ounce.
Back in the day.
I'm like, well, things are a lot different, man. I said, like, the cannabis you smoked back then was, three, as far as putting in it like a comparison with alcohol percentage wise, the beers that you drinking are 4 or 5. Some cannabis you smoked back then was, around 2 to 4, percentage in overall content. I said nowadays it can be 30, it can be 30 plus, thus the higher amount for, that ounce. She's like, well, I can't believe that. I can't believe it. And we're talking, back and forth a little bit about, different strains. And she's like, I remember this boat gold and all this and that. She's naming strains. And you can tell, it's loud enough that the other lanes around me are like,
Are paying attention.
listening in. Yeah. And I know
Yeah.
I could really give a shit, to be honest with you. Hell, I'm plugging a cannabis program over at fucking produce anyway. Fucking who gives a shit if I'm standing at the register talking about it, I guess. But this is where things get awkward a little bit. And I tell her, we're talking again about the price of cannabis. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'll tell you, you scoff at that, that $200 an ounce. I said, I guarantee that's like a caregiver price that you were quoted there. I says, you go across the street because the only provisioning center with miles and miles and miles happens to be right across the street from Walmart. And they actually wanted to put it in Walmart's parking lot, but Walmart wouldn't have anything to do with it. But so I said, you go across the street. I said, that same ounce over there could cost you, $300-400 over there retail. You just go into there recreational, buy an ounce. It's going to cost you $300-400 out the door, maybe even close to $500. I can't believe that. I'm like, well, that's true. So at this
You gotta
point,
pay
she looks
taxes.
to the lady. She looks to the lady behind me who's been listening to the conversation, stacking her groceries on the conveyor belt the whole time. And she says, what about you? Would you pay $200 for an ounce of weed? And she says, I shit you not, lady doesn't skip a beat. She says, I wouldn't, and I don't think my police officer husband would approve of that either. And I'm like, oh, rats. She's like, well, she's like, but you wouldn't anyway. I mean, the lady tried to her best at the cashier to
Just
see,
worked her out.
yeah, she would. You wouldn't, even if. What if the lady's like, no. It's like, I'm like, I even at one point, I'm like, come on, it's recreational, even though your husband's a cop. I mean, come on, you can't. At one point, when does it become accessible for even the officer's wife? You know what I mean? It's still taboo for them as well? You know what I mean? But yeah,
out
it's
here,
very quick to try to shut that conversation down with, yeah, I'm an officer's wife. I'm like, but you should have, which explains quite a few of the looks as I'm like, looking back, at all the people listening, because there was a couple of times where she was like, and I'm like,
I love it. I love
And
it.
then you walk out of the Walmart with your bargain machete and you spark up your joint.
it was a pretty
There goes Eagle.
canvas-filled trip to Walmart, though. All in all, it was pretty
Cool.
fun.
Man, that's a great situation, man. That's kind of fun.
But I'm telling, at that same Walmart though, even in like beginning COVID times, there's because there was a grow store at that very same provisioning center. Before it was a provisioning center, it was a grow store. So it seems like a lot of us would be like on that same vibe that day of like, we got to hit the grow store, and we like one way or another meet up at Walmart, like almost like right when you walk in, and like there's a like you're going either to the grocery side or whatever. It'd be like, hey, 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 and then fucking end up standing in a circle right there, fucking talking cannabis, just as loud as we are right now and shit. It's like, this just seems weird. At one point, I'm like, we gotta like plan this so we can like start meeting in the parking lot, at least smoke down while we're doing this and waiting or some shit. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that Walmart is definitely knows some growers. That's no shit.
That's very good. Are they to beef up their grow supplies that they're selling to people in Walmart?
Oh yeah, definitely. They're starting to
At
have
one
more
point-
of like the organics and name brand products and like rock wool cubes and all that type of stuff now.
And they
Nice.
deliver. They deliver for
And they
$50
deliver.
minimum. Yeah, $50 they deliver.
And last year they actually carried Pro Mix. They didn't carry
Same
it this
thing.
year, but last year they had
Yeah,
pallets
they
of
had
Pro
it.
Mix.
They had it a couple years ago. They had all the
It was-
Black Magic stuff, the whole Black Magic line, that same Home Depot line. They had that shit too. I was like, what the hell? And then they stopped carrying it. Then Home Depot kept it. Like
And if you go on their website
But-
too, you could find just about anything and get it shipped to you
Yeah.
these days.
they
And also
were
they
some
have
few-
another cool thing I just found out, which is like their scratch and dent, because I'm looking for a laptop and they have like a scratch and dent on Walmart where it's like a guaranteed refurbished and you can get it for like super cheap, like way off the price, just there's a little scratch on it. So that's what I've been trying to get off there looking for at least. But they got a lot of cool stuff on the scratch and dent, and then yeah, you can find anything on the Walmart website. Like literally rosin presses, all kinds of stuff.
Literally everything. They will have it sent to them, and then they will ship it to you or deliver it to you, like from wherever.
Yeah.
Just so they can be the middleman and get a couple pennies. Like what the fuck? And it's still underpriced. It's still under regular price. It's like hell yeah.
You said it perfectly, Green Fingers, too. Walmart has no problem middlemaning grow supplies. That's for sure. They might not be on their shelves, but when it comes to their website, they have no problem at all middlemaning their products.
Yeah, Home Depot will do the same thing for certain shit too. They will order you every high end everything. Like if you got the money, I even tried to get Soil King from them, but they like fucking didn't do it. They were like, next year we'll do it. If you promise to buy like 2 pallets, we'll do it for next year. And I was like, fuck that. Like I'm not that rich. Like I'm not rich at all.
Man, I mean, I feel the same way. 'Cause exactly. I'll go into Home Depot, but everything's just so pricey, and everything that I need from there, I can get from Walmart. Like, I went there because I thought, oh, I could get some 5-gallon like painter's buckets for pots at Home Depot for pretty cheap. And I was like, what the fuck? They were like, I forget how much exactly, like $5 or $7 a pot or something, or for a 5-gallon bucket. And then I went to Walmart, it was like $1.50 per bucket or something. I was like, what the fuck? Less than half the price. I don't know.
Yeah, Big Lots too. Like Big Lots and Walmart are like the 2 cheapest places you can get anything that you're really looking for.
Yeah, it's decent quality for a good price at least. So they closed down the local Big Lots near me.
Yeah,
Or they went out of
the,
Except for that auction.
There you go.
yeah, when you can get the shelves and everything, that shit's fucking dope. When you can get all the shelves and everything for cheap, that fucking my friend did that, made this whole grow room out of fucking shelves for fucking bookshelves. Like the bookshelves at fucking Best Barnes and Noble. Bought all that shit. It was fucking dope. It looked so professional. It was fucking cool.
Pretty awesome.
It was a high class fucking smoker's shop. Go ahead.
So what's the deal with the DOA thing? Are you guys just gonna cross them and make F1s, or do you plan on doing more with them?
Well, we're definitely gonna do the F1 things, but I honestly would like to see it kind of work on to the next phase, to where as we pass out the seeds, if we see a good pheno that somebody gets somewhere along the lines, it would be nice to see that one brought ahead and possibly worked with again, for sure.
That would actually be pretty cool. Like you guys should pass out the seeds, and then the only rule should be if you have like the seeds, you have to post like some kind of DOA hashtag, and then just like post your seedlings along the way, and whoever has like the best looking seedling and best looking flowering plant like sends their clone back to you in Smiley or something. And then you guys hit it your original parents.
When we have that race,
it would be
we'll all
nice.
race. We'll trade each other's flowers at the same time when we fucking do that little go-kart race.
There you go.
That's
We
right.
could trade
That's
flowers
right.
and test each other's shit, and then we'll be like, "Fuck, you really did grow the best one. I tasted his shit. It was the best." Yeah. So,
Hey,
yeah,
Vegas is only about 4.5 hours north of me, so I can make that happen.
Yeah, same here.
That's right.
Just right over the mountain. So is Mexico, but I'd rather go that way. Well, Mexico's right there.
Well, here's the deal, Green Fingers. This is where I'm confused. I keep hearing you say Mexico's right here, and then you say you're like far up in the desert. So I'm like, I don't know. Is Green Fingers trying to trick me? Is he in San Diego, or is he up here in the desert?
I'm right next to San Diego. I'm in between San Diego and the big giant penis in the middle of the Salton Sea. On the Salton.
Are you like off the freeway or something?
Yeah, I guess it's like 111.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, he's down there by the Salton Sea.
Mexicali's like fucking. I would just Google Mapped it and I was like, "Fuck, that's right down the road." I was like, "Fuck," like literally, like that's why I see all the cars stopping. It's a road check. I was like, "Damn, they're checking for fruit flies and shit." And like, fucking, this is La Migra, fucking ice. Fucking
La Migra.
La Migra.
Yep. The Tijuana border is about 45 minutes south of me. I'm up in North County, San Diego. So
Yeah, like I was looking at it, I was like, San Diego's right over that mountain then? I was like, motherfucker, that's crazy. Like, it's right over the mountain that I see light. There's light that shines over a mountain, and that's fucking San Diego. I was like, fuck, I see, what's the city, the fucking local fucking, something with the C, what's the name was there? Robert, just the other day, Captain 420.
okay.
Yeah, he was in San Diego. He was
Oh,
in
really?
San Diego 2 days ago. He just did a post, or yesterday. Yeah, he was in San Diego with Matthew SoCal.
Matthew
SoCal
or SoCal.
Yeah. And somebody else, and I can't
Man,
remember.
I got family. I got family all over San Diego.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
You're originally
all
from
over San Diego.
California. Sorry about that. You're originally from California, aren't you, Johnny?
Well, I lived there for a portion of my life. Yes. What's up, Big Dave?
What's up, Big Dave?
What's up, gentlemen?
How you doing?
Living. I'm still here, doing something right.
How's life treating you out there?
Cold, man. Cold and rainy here. Sure. Well, but other than that, life's good.
What's
Sounds
in the
good.
jar?
Yeah.
This is just something I got from a friend. It was a seed. He was trying to make something. I don't know. I don't know what it is,
Like-
to tell you the truth, but I grew it. It's pretty good.
What's it smell like?
Gas, sweet gas.
Sweet gas. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Nice and chunky. Most definitely.
Yeah, too bad I didn't clone it, or I was being lazy. Life's been busy. But
Been doing any fishing?
nah, I've been last weekend I went fishing, but I've been sick, man. Guys eat my arm.
Have you? Oh, what happened?
Uh,
Lyme's disease.
oh yeah, he's
Oh no. Ah,
mentioned that.
yeah, that's kind of like that. That's
Laying low.
one of those things out there on the East Coast. A lot of people have that.
Yeah, pretty bad when it goes unchecked, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you able to catch it early?
No, man, it's I got this pick line because it's been undetected for a while. It's going unchecked for a while, so
Really
at least
fuck
my
up your joints. It goes too long, right?
yeah, it does. I really feel like I'm 60. 43, and I feel like I'm 60.
Wow.
Whatever. It
Yeah,
is what
sorry
it
to
is.
hear.
That stuff smells so good. Yeah, I can't even describe it, man. I can describe it as a sweet gas. So,
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So you don't have a name for it? It's just a seed he gave you, or what?
he says it was a platinum tangy crossed with something. I don't know. You never know these days. It doesn't come from a breeder. I don't know. I call it a mystery seed.
Well,
Yep.
that tangy is definitely a sweet kind of a smell.
Yes, very sweet. It's a
Yes.
gas. So,
Because the one
Yeah,
that
that's
I got a tangy, one that's called Tangy Land, and that one there is it's got a very sweet smell to it, and a nice kind of a cream kind of a smell at the end of it, kind of a soft.
And
Which is
Tansy
nice.
cross the Candyland?
didn't
I
hear
think
you.
so. Yeah,
That sounds like some fire.
it's
I think I've heard of
yeah,
that. name,
Tangy
but-
crossed with Candyland. Yeah,
Okay, right on.
and it's nice. It gave me some nice chunky buds too. I was pretty impressed with it.
That sounds like some good stuff, especially if you're getting some good meal off of it.
Yep, and I actually accidentally, that was one of the ones that got crossed up with the blueberry cheesequake. So I've got an offspring coming from that as well, so I'll be able to enjoy a little bit of whatever that comes out, whatever comes out of that. So that's
Very
fine.
explosion.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Sounds
A
like it.
citrus berry kind of it should be interesting, to say the least. As well as cheesecake part, the cheesequake of it. Blueberry cheesequake, so that'll be fun. Yeah, I gotta get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm gonna be cutting it short here pretty quick. I'm gonna take another hit with you guys. And then I'm gonna go drop out.
Sure.
I have to go and help somebody do some stuff tomorrow.
Gotta handle some business.
Good way,
I get to
Jen.
be
Appreciate you popping
kind
in.
of like a supervisor.
There you
Nice.
go.
I'm gonna be making sure crap doesn't go wrong. You know what I mean?
That's a good job to have as long as nothing goes wrong.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I'll be in complete control.
Yeah, you'll
So
be a good supervisor, so nothing's gonna go wrong. I got faith in you, Johnny.
yeah. Well, that's why this guy wants me there. He says, "Man, I got this project. We took a small window out, reframed the wall, and put a large window in. and kept the outside without damaging anything. So it worked out perfect. The inside turned out, and we ended up turning it into a pass-through window and putting the countertop in the outside, and on the inside, it just looks so sweet. So after doing that, designing it for him, he says, "Man, I got to have you on this project too." So I'm going to come out and just kind of make sure stuff happens, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's always a good feeling
'Cause,
looking at your work after it's done, you know, seeing the final project and having it all go through.
oh yeah, I've done, yeah. Eagle knows when you've done a lot of different projects, you know how it's supposed to show up, how it goes. So,
Right.
you know, just being there on the spot, making sure everything's going right, making sure they don't get impatient,
Yeah. Especially in that type of work
because
environment.
impatience, yeah, you've got to take your time, do it right on some things. You know, other things, you know what the fuck you're doing, you just blow through it. You know,
Mhm. And I'm a guy like Eagle, they'd always get pissed at me because I'd be trying to finish the job quick. Like, hey, this is my valuable time. They're like, no, go slow. We'll get paid more. I'm like, I'm not worried about that. I'm getting paid my pay regardless. You guys are going to get paid more, but hey, I'm here to finish the job, do a good job, and get out of here. And
right?
then everyone's, oh, he's doing the job too quick.
Well,
We got to get him off of our team.
See, one of the things I've always
yeah, well, this,
realized about that though is if you're working for somebody else, the guys that are sitting around going, "Let's slow this down so we can make more." Well, that job now costs more. You'll never get a
Yeah.
fucking raise. You know what I mean?
And they don't,
You'll never get a fucking raise. You knock out them jobs and you keep excess money coming into that job. That employer will see that shit, the numbers coming in, and you'll make more money, and thus being able to, less time.
yep.
You know what I mean? Is you keep that hustle going, it pays off. It doesn't. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
always
In this
been
I think
situation,
so.
like the boss barely even knew that I was working on the job. The guy was trying to bring me with him to do the work for him, and he'd give me a little bit of money and he'd pocket the rest. So he was like the middleman between him and the boss. But the
Right.
boss like knew I was there, but like I would just do the work and he'd show up. He didn't see us actually doing the work. He'd just show up at the end and make sure everything's good. And then the guy that I was working for was like the manager, I guess you could say, on it, or like the I don't know what you want to call him,
Well,
but it
my
was cool.
thing
I learned a
here
lot
is
of
this guy here, he is the homeowner, and he's buying all the material and take care of everything. I'm just making sure he's doing it right, so he doesn't, you know, do anything stupid to his house.
yeah, just a little
Because, you know,
supervision.
I don't know if anybody else has seen it before, but have you come in behind a homeowner after they've done stuff on their own?
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh boy.
interesting.
To say the least.
Interesting, to
Yep.
say the least. Yes, I've seen some shit that made my skin crawl.
It's my contractor days that don't like me fucking that I don't like to let the camera roll behind me while I'm fucking doing work. It's the same fucking mindset when you're fucking working on somebody's house and shit, and they're like, you know what I mean? What you doing there? Huh? What? You know what I mean? Now, it doesn't take about 10 minutes of that before you go, well, I'm going to take a break until this person find something else to do.
Yeah,
You
it's the
know?
worst. The same thing with working on cars when you're a mechanic and you're fixing someone's car and they're right over your shoulder watching every little thing you do. You're like, man, I've done this hundreds of times, but you're putting this pressure on me. I can't freaking focus.
Yeah. Every drop of sweat. It's like, fuck, I can't even think. It's like, fuck, I'm doing it right, but like, just back up 2 steps.
That's,
Just turn around and give me some space and I'll have it done in 20
I'm
minutes.
sorry, but that's when you
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've
oh
had
shit,
people fucking. Can I
sorry about
help?
that.
It's probably gonna cost you extra if you help.
Yeah, you're just gonna fuck it up worse. Now I gotta fix your Mickey Mouse job. But what are you saying, Johnny?
Oh, I said if a client gets up in my face and starts getting all into things and start getting crawling up and I'll just rip one, you know, and just stink that area up really good and make them leave
There you go.
and
That works.
apologize. Sorry, that was an accident.
IBS.
But sometimes words don't work.
Yep. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah. It's just a brutal way of saying, damn, get the fuck out of here. In a way.
The intentions are good, but it does not help the job.
No.
Yep.
Now, I have actually a couple of times, I've had a few clients that felt like they had to be right there and getting into it. So I'd hand them a hammer and send them off over to another section of the house and have them do something really, really, really just stupid, lame kind of stuff. Yeah.
Here's tear off. Do the dirty work.
Take them over here. Take care of this for me right here. If you get this done for me, this will really help me. And I take off, you know.
Yep. Just have them grab your tools for you. Go get me that. Go get the nails. Go get the paint. Go grab this, grab that. Or I just have them.
A couple of times I've sent them to the store. Yeah, a couple of times I sent them to the store. I said, hey, you know what? I forgot to get. Could you go to the store for me real quick?
Yep.
Oh yeah. What do you need? And I would
they
name
only
off
sell
something
it
that I had
across
inside
town.
my bag. Right. And they would go across town going to get that shit. When they got back, I'd have the fucking job done. Yep. And they'd look at me.
I found what
I thought you needed
just
that
like
part.
Johnny
and
said.
I said,
found one in my bag.
Found it.
I found one in my bag, man.
I've done that hundreds of times.
I'm glad you know about that one, Eagle. That's cool.
They want to help. You can go get lunch.
Hey, and I appreciate the help, you know, of them stepping in and wanting to try to help. I understand it's their house and all, but they're paying me to do a job, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can just ask if they want to learn. It's like, you want to learn how to do it?
And I would have to work on their house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd never hire them as an actual person to work for me.
Exactly.
So I look at them like, well, you know, if you worked for me, I'd fire you. Yep. And they look at me like, what? And I go, yeah, you'd be done. I said, because I'd have to sit here and teach you everything. So I can't do this. You know, that's what I tell them. Sure. It works out sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't.
Scheduling around their working hours is always another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gonna be here next week? Oh, you're working? Perfect. Next week it is.
Next week it is. Nothing better than to work on an empty house too. I mean, an empty house is like gold. I mean, you go and do anything you want in that house and take care of it, you know. But if you got a house that's full of furniture and people, it's like, man, it's like, that's tough to work around.
Yeah.
And I've remodeled a lot of houses with the people in the house. It's brutal. Because the whole time they're... What's that?
I told you, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, the whole time they're with you, you know. They're watching what you're doing. And when you get done, you got to tell them, do not come into this room. And always the tape's taken off and, you know, they've gone in there and looked around. Yeah.
I'm like that.
I've had tile set. Yeah.
Other subs like that. You know, if there are a lot of subs or whatever working on a particular job, I'll switch jobs, work somewhere else, or I'll come in on a fucking damn near third shift and lay tile or whatever before first shift or whatever. So I just have the run of the place without fighting, unless I need that contractor that's, you know, holding me up or in front of me, I try to schedule around so I can just have to run out of place.
It's funny, I was fixing up this like elderly lady's house, and she lives here in La Jolla, which is probably like the richest area in San Diego. And I was like spraying texture. I was almost done with the job, and I had like the sprayer spraying texture on, and the freaking like motor blew out on the sprayer. So I was like, "Fuck, how am I gonna finish the job?" So I was like, "Ah, fuck it." I just stuck my hand in the bucket of the texture and just flicked it against the wall, and like I got it all painted after that. I was like, "Fuck, she's gonna notice and be like, this is all fucked up." But when she came, said, "Oh my god, Hunter, this is the most beautiful job I've ever seen." I was like, "Fuck, I got so lucky on that. The freaking sprayer died. I can see the texture at the wall like this."
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yep. Got to make things happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Make
All
things
right,
work.
gentlemen, I'm gonna call the ball right now for me. I gotta get my butt to bed. It's on the button right now, so I'm gonna go get at least 5 hours of sleep, hopefully.
Get some
And,
sleep. Have a good tomorrow.
Yes.
Peace out, brother.
Peace and love always. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Take care,
WEedNerdWorld.
Johnny.
Appreciate you, Eagle.
Love you, bro.
Big love, brother. Big love.
Yeah, I don't miss doing construction.
You're still in construction, you said, Big Dave 420?
I said I don't miss it. I'm driving. I drive a
No.
triaxle, but I don't miss it. I don't miss the labor, and I don't miss it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it can be a pain in the ass.
I kind of do.
I do sometimes, like see guys working. Like I go on the job site. We were just paving an Amazon over here by us, and they're still building the place. And there's guys out there doing concrete. Guys I know. Guys I work hand in hand with. And I'm out there watching the work in the 90-degree weather, and I'm in my truck in the air conditioner. And I tell you what, man, I get out, I start sweating, talk to somebody, I start sweating. I'm like, whoo, I don't miss this job at all. Let me get back in my truck, man. Kind of like this.
It depends on, I guess, the crew. Because I know when I was doing construction, well, when I wasn't working for myself, I worked on a 3-man crew. And we were pretty tight. We learned to work well with each other. I mean, when we felt like joking around, we joked around well. When days like you just didn't want to fucking talk, days went just as fine, just like that, but it was always the same MO, get there, set that radio up, and fucking either just rock the fucking day out or some comedy to get shit going. But being out in the sun, that camaraderie of joking around, blowing off the steam, and fucking, I definitely had some great days on them crews. I mean, more you get into the right crew and you get working with the same people for a very long time, it becomes a second family. I mean, reality, you spend more waking hours with the people you work with than you do with your family a lot of times. And then with that same thing you said, if you're good friends with them, that can be a lot of fun. You know what I mean? You could, if you click, days could go by pretty fucking fun, And we did that. That construction crew was like that. I mean, we fucked around all the time from fucking. I was terrible, notorious from putting blocks of wood over the stink pipe on the porta potty, which on a summer day, if you cap off that stink pipe, oh man, that is so ripe for the next day. Firecrackers down same tube, fucking why somebody's in the middle of the shit on a fucking job site, fucking air horns. I rigged up an air horn that would fucking that it was off one of the cans, but I put a fucking just a regular air nozzle on it. So you'd hit the button and it'd hook up to a regular air line. So I'd be on the job, man, be framing or whatever, and just be like click, 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 click. I'd fucking scared the shit out of somebody. Days like that, that shit's fun especially when it becomes, I'll get your ass. I'll get your ass. You know what I mean? And next, you know, it's a little bit back and forth and shit. They were good days, man.
Yeah. They make the day go by when we're gently abusing each other. It's fun, man.
Steal somebody's fucking bags up in the trusses while they're off at lunch and shit. You know that? Hey, anybody see my nail bags? Right up there, Chief. They're screwed. They're screwed to the roof.
You know, I do miss putting my pouches on. I do. They're hanging up in my shed. I was just out there the other day. I'm like, oh, look at these bad boys. My trowel, my hammer. My hammer's starting to get rusty. My favorite hammer. But yeah, like I said, to be honest, I miss days. I miss the guys, but I don't miss it, man. I don't miss being a slave to the grind anymore, man.
Yep, I feel you on that.
Doing this Lyme disease, I had to do something easy. I just physically ain't got the strength to be putting in the labor every day, and it actually kills my joints, man. Believe it or not, back pains I used to come home with. I don't know if you remember, I told you I had a shoulder injury. I broke my clavicle years back, and half the bone came to my shoulder, the other half went to my spine. But I've always thought like my aches and pains were from the surgery. Like I told you, I'd never go for another surgery unless it's life-threatening. And I always thought like the aches and pains were coming from that. It started after that. And here to find out, it was just the Lyme disease, man. But thank God I got a good seat in my truck.
What was that?
I said, thank God I got a good seat in my truck.
All right.
Sore, bouncing around all day in traffic, and here in New York, we got a lot of, I don't know how to politically put it, we got a lot of morons behind the wheel. Sitting at a phone. It does get aggravating. But definitely.
What's sad though is these days in the working field that we've got now is nobody wants to do what we've done. You know what I mean? Which is making it a higher and higher dollar trades, man, just because nobody wants to do it anymore. They want to sit behind a desk, or they want to fucking do next to nothing to earn a paycheck. So like the skilled trades is it's quickly becoming a high dollar job.
Yep, that's true. Everyone's having to pay their workers more because no one's wanting to go back to work right now, and everyone's like so short on employees and understaffed.
What gets me is all these sign-on bonuses people are offering right now. What about us that have been working? Where's our bonus? We've been here. But you're right, man. Good help is hard to find these days. Really
is. That's the thing. Finding a good employee. I couldn't imagine having to like be the hiring manager of some place and having to find the right person for the job. Like, fuck.
I think New York's going to pick up now, though, to be honest with you. The Department of Labor just passed a law of where they can't test for weed anymore on majority of the jobs. So I think it's going to start picking up, because when that pandemic hit, a lot of people sat home, man. Getting high, smoking weed. The fucking grocery store was out of supplies. Like, he's like, it's unreal the people that are coming in here and buying and want to learn how to grow and do this, do that. I'm like, well, all the time people have on their hands. Shit, and they're getting paid to learn right now. Huh. Figure that one out.
You know, you're absolutely right about the pay thing. I seen a meme about that shit not so long ago, and it was very true. That's why it was so memorable. Instead of giving all that free money to the people that stay home, you give that same money to the people that are going to work and watch all them jobs fucking fill up and shit. Get everybody at work and shit.
Yeah, we're gonna have a real shortage here, not just in New York, but nationwide. Anywhere that's mandating these experimental vaccines. Like I was just delivering some dirt to a local hospital where my son was born, and I'm pulling up, and there's probably 250, 300 people outside the hospital. I'm like, wow, what's going on here? And I was talking to a person, and they were protesting the mandates. And like, you go to the ER now, you're in there 3-4 hours over something silly. You know what I mean?
I'm in San Diego, California, and it's the same thing. There's people out there protesting right now, and it's crazy, man.
They should be protesting. That's
Well,
good.
yeah,
That's one of the best protests I've seen in years and years and years.
Well, it's crazy because they're trying to force all the federal employees to get vaccinated, or else they lose their job. Like, they only have a certain amount of time until that happens. So it's like, that's bullshit. How are they going to lose their job because they don't want to get the vaccine? You know?
Yeah. What about when the vaccine was out and they were still on the front lines and, you know, mask work? Okay, you say mask work. I don't know. I don't want to get into that, man.
I spoke with a guy just 2 days ago that lives up the road. Very same scenario you guys are talking about. He's been with his company now for 15 years, 5 kids. Now, because of this shit, you know, they're telling him it's going to be mandatory. And he's like, I ain't doing it. You know, I'm trying to secure myself the best way I can. He's already kind of got his options laid out in front of him. He's like, there's 5 people at my place that do what I do. There's one guy that's willing to like cross the line with us, and the rest of us are no, and we're probably going to take that axe. But we don't know how they're going to figure out how to run the company without us. But he's like, I'm gonna take the bullet if it comes down to it, man. I'm not gonna do it, man.
But the fucked up thing is, too, there's a lot of people that have been at a company for like 15 plus years, and that's like all they've been doing and all they know. So now they're going to lose their job, and they don't have like a second option. So it's like they're forced them to either gain the vaccine to keep their job, or now they all of a sudden have to stop everything, find a completely new career, and be able to still live the same lifestyle and have the same amount of money and all that, you know, which is hard.
I understand it. From how I understand it, I believe there's going to be, and how I foresee it, there's going to be lots of civil lawsuits coming, because first off, forcing somebody to take an experimental drug. Remember, it's still experimental. You know, I'm not hating on anybody that takes it, but God bless you if you do. You know, I'll pray for you.
Okay.
You know, that's your choice. That's the great part about living in America. We all have choice here. And I don't hate on anybody who gets it. Like I said, if you get it, I'll pray for you. I pray all is well. I've seen too many people sick from the experimental shot they're passing off. Now you got to get 2 and 3 and 4, and pretty soon there's going to be 5. But
well, you say you got to keep it every 6 months. But yeah, go ahead.
Also, on top of that, that's why I don't know how this is even still going. Like, if you even understand the Constitution, they can't force you to take something. So I don't even know why this is even a big deal going on right now. Like, it's got a 98.7% recovery rate, and we need a vaccine for it. I don't know. That's going to add up, and I ain't pretty smart, man. I can tell you that. I'll be the first to say it. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, but it just doesn't add up, man. There's way too many puppets these days, and whatever. More power to you, man. I think it's population control.
Yeah. Right.
I think the same thing too, man.
Right.
I know lots of friends that had to take it, that went and took it. They didn't want to lose their job. They were like, oh, my job is more important. I understand them. I understand the boat they were in. Unfortunately, I have more than one hustle. And the company I work for, my boss is great. He wouldn't have that even if it was mandated for us. So, like, God bless these guys, and I stand behind these guys. But there's lots of cops losing their jobs, firemen losing their jobs, doctors, all the frontline workers that give us our everyday way to live our life are infringes right now. It's shit.
It's like, even if you do get the shot, you're still able to catch the vaccine, or not the vaccine, still able to catch the virus and die from it. It's not protecting you from it. It just lessens your symptoms. You could still spread it to people, even if they've been vaccinated, they could still catch it from you, vice versa. I mean, supposedly it's like a 1.1% less death rate or something. But even just the virus alone, it already has like less than a 1% death rate. And they were just marking all those deaths for extra money at the hospital and a whole bunch of shit. But I don't want to get into if it's real or fake. It's like
it's worse than that,
it's worse. That's all I'm saying.
It's much worse than that, though. It's like they know it's not going to do nothing but make them a super spreader. They said it themselves. Anybody who got vaccinated now has become a super spreader, and now they're going to give it to everybody around them. So like,
Well, because they're not going to have any symptoms and they won't know. So yeah.
and then then everybody else is just gonna get it, not know, and then
Well, that's
hopefully
No,
we'll have
Cat.
immunities. Like immunities
No,
come after
Cat.
that. So
An
you either
older
get immune or you
gentleman.
don't.
I
So, go
see,
ahead, Eagle.
70 years old, just in the hospital for COVID, just fresh released a few days ago. And he said, it's like, I felt shitty for a few days. And he's like, it really took me down. And he ended up being in the hospital for a few days. I said, did you get the vaccine? He said, no. He said he can't even get the vaccine, even if he wanted to get it for 90 days. There's a 90-day waiting period. And it just didn't make any sense, really, everything he told me. Yeah, he said even if he wanted it, he couldn't even get the vaccine right now for 90 days.
I don't know why. Every other country. That's because we're shipping it to every other country. But like I said, it's just crazy. It's insane.
And I think it's all about the money. Like the big companies, like all the companies that are administering the shots and the vaccine, they're getting paid all the money to give it out. And then plus, like they're in the very beginning when all the shortage happened, all the stores throwing out everything on the shelves, and it was just like a big money. Everyone was just making tons of money during that time, all the companies.
Exactly, it was a money grab for everybody
now
that needed toilet paper, from food, everything. Like all the food that went bad, they made them ship it back, and it fucking we have a shortage of food now. Like what the fuck?
The whole situation is just crazy, man. The whole thing. Where my wife works, she works out of school. She works for a public school, and she's not getting the shot. But they want the people who don't have the vaccine tested weekly. But the people that have the vaccine don't have to be tested. But you're just as likely to catch it and spread it as a non-vaccinated person. I like I said, man, it's just crazy. It's all upside down. It don't make sense to me, man. I think people lost their damn marbles when it comes to it. And I did my research. You should get it. I hate being prosecuted for it. Like being judged that I didn't get the shot and look like I'm a rabid animal, because we get a lot of that here. We got nothing against anybody, man, but we got a lot of tree huggers here, man, and they're just far right, left. They're out there, man. They're some of the biggest liberals I ever seen in my life, and I don't hate them for it. But when they start judging me and looking at me like I'm infected and things like that, I'm like, good. Will it keep you away from me? Perfect. But it's insane, man. Anyway, let's talk about something cool.
All
You
right.
doing a hash episode, Eagle?
What's that, Big Dave?
I said, when are you doing another hash episode?
Soon.
What
I
is
haven't
that?
set it on the map, but it needs to be done.
Yeah, I got some I got to run too, man. I've been being really lazy. I'm almost out.
Oh. That's pretty
I
nice
think
and dark.
basically I just need to order me some new bags at this point, and I'm ready. Get some bags and I'm ready. I've got some I could probably use, but I'm gonna grab a new set. At least multiples my 45. 45 I always go through quite a bit.
Ooh.
This rosin you would like, Eagle. It was what I had outdoors, what little bit I've managed to harvest from outdoors. I lost all my outdoors this year. But that's kind of like pine sol, man. Like very piney. I don't know, it's weird. Like the plant doesn't even smell like that. Flower don't smell like that. Flower smells sweet and berry-like, and I press it and it's very piney, kind of. It smells like a lemon pine sol, but it's got a lot of pine to it.
Sounds delicious. That'd be good for the head, clear-headedness, man. Good for the lungs, huh?
Yeah, that puts me to sleep if I smoke it. I smoke my rosin in my joints, so I can't do the whole bath thing. I tried, and I wind up coughing like I don't know, maybe I'm doing it wrong. I think I'm doing it wrong. I was always told I'm doing it wrong. So.
Oh,
I like it in the joints.
You can't go wrong with putting it in the joint.
I like my hash in my joints too.
I like it on everything. Everything, anyway, I was smoking on a pin with a fucking bottle cap or a bottle soda can cut in half, or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Old school. I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah, that's just fucking. Yeah, it's incredible how the old methods still get you so fucking high. It's like, man.
Yeah, man. I'm just finally glad I can fucking smoke with you guys, man. Watching every morning before I go to work. I'm like, man, I want to fire so bad. But I don't smoke and drive, so I don't want to lose my license.
Yeah, that's an important thing. To be able to have a freedom as driving.
Now, why don't you smoke and drive? Let me ask you that. Is it just a matter of the possibility of being seen by a cop? Do you feel unsafe? Yeah.
The truth? The truth is, with my CDL, there's zero tolerance for drinking, driving. I'm assuming there's the same for smoking and driving, but not for nothing, man. And don't anybody take this the wrong way, because I got a lot of cop friends, but most of the DOT cops around here can fucking suck a dick. They're just so hard up to get you for anything, and they will get you for anything. Literally get you for anything. They can assume whatever, and I just rather not put myself in that predicament. My license right now is my paycheck, and having a commercial license. They're just, I don't know. I try not to give anybody any ammunition, as least as possible anyway. Here's for you. I was, back when I was doing concrete, I wasn't even driving. I was in the back seat, and I was smoking a joint, or we're on one of these highways by us across the bridge, and there was a DOT checkpoint out there, and they pull us in, and I knew they smelled it, but they're doing the inspection, and the driver didn't care. He didn't smoke. I was the only one smoking. So we're going through the inspection, and he asked me to get out and look for the reflectors for the truck. You got to have so many things. It's I don't know if you guys have their DOT inspections like that, but you got to have like certain things for your inspection, like reflectors, fire extinguisher, stuff like that. But anyway, I get out and I look, and I used to keep my joints. I pre-roll my joints when I go to work, and I put them in a pill bottle so they can stay in my carpenter pants on my side pocket on my leg. So anyway, I get out, I'm looking, and the trooper comes over. He's like, "Can I ask what you're doing?" I said, "I'm looking for the reflectors that you asked for our inspection." I said, "I think they're here in the toolbox," and they were. So I grab them and I stand up, and I'm like, here are the reflectors. You see they're all in there. And I bend down, I put them back in the toolbox, and he's like, "So what's in your pockets?" Him and the lady cop there were like, "What's in your pockets?" I tap on my stand up, I tap on my pockets, because there was nothing in my upper pockets. Absolutely nothing. He goes, "No, what's in that lower pocket?" And I look down, and my jar's hanging halfway out. I'm like, oh, man, here we go. So I just took it out. I gave it to him. And they're like, "Oh, we got you. I knew I smelled it. Blah, 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 blah." I just went on, man, try to make it a big scene. I said, "Hold on, man. I got a card for that. I got a medical card for that." And I gave it to the lady. I pull it out. I give it to the lady. She looks at it. I show her. I have to carry a certification paper, too, with your medical card. You pretty much got to show it everywhere. You got to show your medical card. So I give her that, and she's looking at everything. And she opens my jar up, and it's a bunch of joints rolled. And the one trooper's like, "Oh, we got you now. Good, perfect. What I wanted." I'm like, "Dude, it's legal. It's my medication, dude." You're going to be real upset when you guys give it back to me. So the lady cop was a drug enforcement officer. She did like drug impairment stuff on the roads, DWIs, and I don't know, she was trained in some bullshit like that. I don't know. But she wound up giving me my joints back, and the other cop literally lost it, man. Like lost it. Was threatening the driver. "I'll put you guys out for 48 hours, and we follow federal law," and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, well, you ain't got your top hat on. Here in New York, troopers have to have their top on to actually properly summons you a ticket, give you a ticket. I'm like, "Oh, so these tickets are garbage," and I was just busting his balls. But like I said, man, the point of the whole story is there's some real gnarly moron freaking cops out here, and I just don't give them any ammunition, man. And especially the work vehicle. It ain't my vehicle. It ain't none of that. I gotta respect it, and it's not a big deal. I'm not gonna die. I just come home and got these patties as I smoke.
I asked because I just seen yet another study that said, everyday or heavy smokers were just as safe on the road as almost everybody else out there. I thought that was,
Yeah, truth's finally coming out. The truth's finally coming out. Finally,
I
but
hate
like I
to
said,
admit it, but I smoke. I purposely think about how long it's going to take me for that ride, and I'm like, it's 1, 2 joints. You know what I mean? One there, one back, two. I
I'm
don't
the
try
same
to
way in
keep
my
a lot on me,
car.
but
Same
I
here.
tell
I've
you
been
what,
smoking and driving. I like to smoke and drive, man, especially this time of year. See the pretty colors here in the mountains of the fall foliage. I love to smoke and drive, man. That's just me. And now that's legal in New York. Last weekend we went fishing for my birthday. A bunch of us went down to Montauk, and I smoked the whole way down, the whole way back. I even passed a trooper on the highway. Well, he passed us, and I had a joint to my lips, and I looked and I smiled, and so. But like I said, in a commercial vehicle, something different for me here in New York. The rules are completely different. So.
Yeah.
Shit, I used to be really big into snowmobiling. We'd go upstate, go snowmobiling, man. That was it, man. You hit the trails and we'd go from like bar to bar, and they were pretty far apart. But we stop in between in some of these places, man, and just get high, roll up a fatty, and I like smoking and driving, man. I agree.
that goes for some people may scoff at whatever, but that goes the very same for them long days at work, man. Never once or never will I jeopardize quality, but there's been many times that depending on the task, fucking there's roofing's one of them jobs, framing walls where you're just nailing shit together. As long as you're making sure you're fucking everything's on the mark and square and all that shit. There's just times where, one before, that safety meeting, you get in that rhythm, man. Ba, 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 ba. Everything just fucking, yeah, it
Your head
doesn't
right, man.
hinder the day at all.
Keeping your head right, I don't think it hinders the day at all either, to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to do to me is make me hungry. Give me the munchies. Then my lunchbox is going to be empty.
I worked for one contractor that wouldn't even let you on any of his roofs unless you smoked weed. He's like, man, the only fucker I've ever had walk off one of my roofs were fucking guys that didn't smoke weed. He's like, I don't know what it is about them
I
cats,
remember
but they
telling
fucking get hurt.
I knew guys like that. I knew guys who did stuff like that.
man, I ride a motorcycle and I'm always stoned. I feel like I'm more focused when I'm high. I feel safer, like I'm more paying attention to the road. And same, I used to race cars, same thing. I'd get high and I'd be more in tune with like everything. But even just driving around the city, I feel getting stoned. I'm like more focused, paying more attention. But I don't know, that's just me. I think I have like ADHD or ADD though. So I think that the weed like probably helps with that. And that's what probably makes me better at driving and stuff. But I don't know.
Speaking of that, man, ADD, ADHD, does anybody know what CBD works best for that? I've been hearing a lot of things, man. I was just listening to Jinx Brew. I'm just curious, man, because like my medications I got my oldest boy on, and some of them are pretty heavy narcotics, and I just feel a child shouldn't be on narcotics. And I've been hearing a lot more about the CBD, and I've always heard about it, but I've been hearing more about it for the ADD, the ADHD. My oldest is on the autistic spectrum. But I don't know, being as a child growing up, I didn't like the narcotics they gave us. Ritalin. I honestly feel like it's made my life hell back then. And then when I finally started smoking weed full time back then, like I don't know, leveled out is how I should put it. I don't know. I'm just looking for something like something different I can try with my son, something that's been proven and something more something more natural for him.
Yeah, I would definitely try the CBD. Unfortunately, I don't have like a good source or strain to send you to, but I would just say stay away from like the cheap gas station CBD or anything you see like online, like that type of shit. Like, because I got some of that from my mom and it just made her more sick. But like, if you have a kid that's on the spectrum, I definitely think that CBD will like help them focus and calm them down for sure at the least.
Yeah,
And it can't help. I mean, I would recommend THC almost even, but at the same time, I wouldn't, just because you don't know what it's going to do to like the child as they're still developing. So like, I would recommend that until you're even like 25, to be honest. But I mean, everyone's going to experiment or something. And some people do give it to their child. Like THC does help a lot, but I would start with CBD and just see if that works, you know, give them a little bit of CBD. But make sure it's coming from a legit source though. That's the main important thing.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, I think Brown Guy 420 like isolates certain cannabinoids and stuff in the CBD, and they literally can he can literally break down for you like what you need, exactly what you need, without everything else. I don't know. I think I'm going to reach out, and like I said, I want to do a little bit more research, but
yeah, he definitely does custom mixes, brother. I guarantee if you got a hold of him and described your situation, he would custom mix something for your situation. I almost guarantee.
Yeah, that's just something I've been talking to with my wife, and I'm just tired, like I said, seeing my oldest on these narcotics. I mean, I do see improvements on them. I do see it working a little bit, but just understanding of it being a narcotic doesn't sit very well with me. But I have seen success with it, so I'm not just killing it. You know, the doctors explaining that like it's very super low doses. I'm like, still, you're every day. That super low dose is building a tolerance to it, and then eventually it's going to have to move up. And you know what I'm saying? Where does the cycle stop with that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see him on narcotics, because they are very addicting. I don't care who you are or what you do. You take a pain pill for a few days, and you're going to have withdrawal symptoms when you stop taking it. Like, oh man, I feel all groggy and stuff. That's only a couple of days. Imagine taking it for weeks and months and years, and it's just, where's the cycle stop? There's got to be something different to help the children. And I don't know. I want to say in my own words, and I don't care what anybody thinks, but safer than a narcotic. And somebody did say CBD. What is that, Green Fingers?
I tell you what.
1 to 30.
Oh.
That shit fucking does phenomenal for my dog with his one eye. So I use it too. Yeah. And you don't feel high, like at all, really. Like you feel fucking calm, and that's it. And then like you don't really want to like jump around like out of your skin. You're not crawling out of your skin. It's fucking perfect. It's just enough to get you thinking that you're okay, like without anything else. And it's like,
honestly, I think what Green Fingers just had up, that 1 to 30 would probably be like the best solution for what you got going on over there. I think like 1% THC to 30% CBD ratio, it's not going to get you like stoned. It's just going to kind of mellow you out and relax you, unless you took like a huge dose maybe. But I mean, if you just
go ahead.
I don't know what it does come into that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got to do a little more research, but that's what I was talking to my wife about. And like I said, I am going to start looking a little bit more into it, just to see if it is feasible, if it's something that's been done before, or something that's been proven.
So this one's
especially for kids. You know what I mean? He's still a child.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like when you think about it, though, the narcotics, he's still a child and he's taking narcotics. So it's almost like, fuck, you're on a double-edged sword with it, I get where you're coming from, though, too. As a father, I'm a father myself. So it's like, fuck, you just want the best for your kid, but you don't want to, with all the stigma that's gone around with cannabis and all the bad fucking talk that's always, oh, stoners are bad, don't give weed to your kids, all that type of shit we've always heard. But it like really is a medicine, and it's helped a lot of people. And like for me, especially, like,
Yes, it has.
man, dude, like when I first started smoking, like every time I was probably like 14 years old. I basically, when I started smoking on the regular, right? But ever since then, it like way chilled me out and everything like in my life improved. I was able to focus. I was able to like, I don't know, just be like a productive person in society, you know, whereas before I was just running wild and fucking getting in trouble and shit, you know?
Not
And I
running
feel
around
like,
being a little dickhead. You know, same page, brother. We definitely on the same page. That's how I was. And like I said before, when I started smoking normally and I got rid of the Ritalin that had me on as a kid, like
wait.
life evened out.
1 second, I don't want to cut you off, bro, but Dankovich just commented to hit him up on Instagram at Dankovich, and he said he's going to have some flour and he'll send you some, basically. He's going to do the same thing for me because I told him the same thing with my mom and how the CBD, I got fucked her up. And he grows like some legit dank CBD. You can go to his Instagram page and see. And like you could just extract it yourself or get the dry flour or just squish it with like a hair straightener and get the rosin and use it that way. And it'll be semi-activated from the heat from that. Or I don't know, but dude, like hit him up and he said he's got some CBD for you. And I definitely take him up on that offer.
I got a friend.
But you know, one thing I want to jump in and say about this is, lately I listened to quite a bit of Audible books. You know, I may play dumb and sound stupid sometimes, but it's more of an act than anything. Fucking, I've listened to a couple books lately: Better Brain, Why We Get Sick, The Soil Will Save Us. But if we're talking about one of the most valuable things to us, and that's of course your child, our children. You know what I mean? And a lot of this anxiety, ADD, and stuff, it's so easy to put a label on. But when it comes down to it, and I've said this a lot of times, and before I even read these books, that one of the main things that make me sick when we go to the doctor, we go there and we got our complaints and everything else, and they're right off the bat before they try anything else, it's some type of pill. Right off the bat, when you go in there, they should be drawing your blood right off the bat. First things first. Before they even fucking talk to you, nurse should come in, fucking take some of your blood. What are you deficient from? What's missing in the system here? And then go from there. Okay, well, yeah, it looks like you're low on iron, vitamin K, blah blah blah. Well, let's get these back into your diet. Let's try supplementing with this. Try eating some of that. Get some of this in your diet. Why don't you come back in a few days and let's see how you feel about your stress, your mental anxiety, or whatever. But as I've read into these books, more and more they're saying that the anxieties and everything that we're feeling and going through are from mineral deficiencies, moreover, and nutrition deficiencies as well. So, you know, I'm not, I'm a firm believer in cannabis will heal a lot of things too. But like I said, since this is one your most valuable things, it wouldn't hurt to take your child to a nutritionist and just see, well, overall if he or she is deficient, and get them on a, like, maybe some type of allergy. They'll go through the system and kind of go through and see if there's anything that might be aggravating the system, what they're deficient of. Sometimes it's even as pulling things out one at a time and replacing them back into the system one at a time to see how they feel. But I'm willing to bet more, almost everything, that getting some supplements and some, I know it sounds silly, but we're think about what we're coming through. Big ag, all of our foods being grown with salts and shit, and being less and less mineral deficient. We can be the best parents we can, try to make the best choices we can as far as giving them food and their nutrition. But a lot of that shit that we're getting and trying to give our kids still isn't as dense as it should be, as far as minerals and nutrition.
Yeah, you're 100% right, Eagle. Like the gut has a lot to do with your mood and the things you eat, and some things are like good for your body and some are bad, and it's different. It's different for everyone's body, just like how everyone's endocannabinoid system's different. And same thing with the foods, dude. Like they feed the animals bullshit. Like they could say, okay, it's grass-fed beef, but they're spraying the grass with fucking Roundup, and the fucking cows eating the fucking Roundup poison on the grass, you know, and then that's going to transfer to you. And then Leighton on Future Cannabis Project, he was just talking about how like they were doing the fecal transplant for people with cancer and stuff, and how it's like fucked up. And he had found a way to like basically do the same thing that the fecal transplant was doing. And he was like talking to all these main heads and stuff, and they're like, well, we would do it and it makes sense and it works, but it doesn't make a profit. So we're going to keep doing it our way, you know? So that's everything with everything in the medical business. It's all about a profit. There's a lot of things like, dude, there's been natural cures for thousands of years and like stuff like that, like natural remedies. But like, if they can get you hooked on a pill and that doesn't cure you, it just like masks the problem, and they got to keep giving it to you and giving it to you and giving it to you, then they're just making profit, you know? But yeah, all the foods we're eating are fucked up these days, all kinds of hormones, and they're deficient in all the fucking vitamins. Like a lot of the produce these days is grown in a greenhouse hydroponically versus how it used to be grown in soil. And you would think, oh, that doesn't make much of a difference. But they're just using like chemicals to grow it. So it's just chemically grown produce with not many vitamins and minerals in it, you know, like Eagle was saying. Versus back when they were growing it in soil, it had more vitamins and minerals. And I don't know if that's just my hippie bullshit or if that's actually some fact, but I heard someone talk about it.
That's true, though. Your plant takes up minerals and shit like that, right? You're growing in soil. I mean, but to your doctor thing, man, you know what I was always been told from a lot older gentleman, but a patient cured is a patient lost. Keep that in mind, too, when it comes to the doctors, man. A patient cured is a patient lost, you know, is income lost to them, is how he put it. So, you're right. It all comes down to the dollar, man. That's a shame. Man, I thought my humidity was low, huh? Green fingers?
Yeah.
What was that, 36?
Something like that.
Man, it's I only got one plant flower right now. I'm doing some overhauling in there. I got to clean after this run and do some. I want to move some shit around. I'm 23, man. Like our humidity was through the roof. Like it's been wet here all summer long. It's been wet here in New York, and now it's raining outside. It's pouring outside, and normally it's very humid in here in my shop. And it's 23 in the flower room and 30 where I'm sitting. And it's raining out too. Figure that out. I don't know how come the moisture ain't climbing. But whatever.
Everything's sucking it up at that, at that humidity. Ain't no room for it to go up, man. Everything's kind of. There's no access.
I mean, my one outside, because it's wet, is up there. It's at like 90-something% humidity, but that's outside. But it's also cold. It got cold here. So winter's coming. Winter's coming. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Kind of looking forward to getting laid off and relaxing. And
what strain do you got going in flower right now?
I got one more blue pill from Irie Genetics. That's the last one I'm doing. I couldn't tell you the genetics on it.
Okay.
Was something I don't know. So we were talking about. I like this blueberry cookies cut, but I got some double doses today. Got some double dose. I have a bebop, and I have another one of these platinum tangies. So double dose is definitely where it's at. Yeah, I just want to move my legs around. What's up?
I was going to ask Hancho what he's got in his.
I'm just about to go show you.
Nice.
Let's see here. Oops. I think I might have just fucked one up, but that's okay. Here we go. Yeah, this one, it's growing a node out of the freaking fan leaf, which is pretty weird. Third head, I topped it, and it grew 2 heads, and then it got a third one coming out of the fan leaf. That's my animal candy. That's the Rose Skittles crossed the Zookies. And what is this? This is a Mendo Breath, which is just, I only have one Mendo Breath. I got this out of a bag seed. I just topped that too. And then this one is a MVP cookies. I also only have one of these. And then I can't see the tag on that one, but it's either jackfruit or my animal candy.
Nice. Oh, that's another thing that we pop was those sangrias. I normally don't pop regular seeds. I got a good friend of mine who also grows with me, and he likes doing the regular seeds. I like popping the feminized just because I'm limited on space. And I was just over there. We popped those. Can't wait to see what comes out of that.
You'll be happy with that sangria. That's a fire. That's a fire strain.
Nice. When I get some cuts of that, because I'm just bringing cuts here. Like I said, I'm very limited on space. I got a 5x5 veg, which you can fill up quickly. And then I got a 6x6, 6.5 by 6.5 flower. So
That's pretty cool. And then I got this one I just kicked over that I don't want to kill, but I just knocked it over, opening the tent again. It's a Jack the Wrecker cross to Forbidden Mints. It's all kinds of fucked up and doesn't want to do anything for me. I just topped it. Looks like it is growing something now, but it's all fugly. I don't want to like killing plants.
The one that you're trying to save, so there's only one. That's always the one that seems to fall over or fall down.
That's true.
Yep. She wants to live though. She don't want me to kill her.
I've got a few of those that's been through hell. I can't believe that they're still around and shit. Same shit. They folded over, branches knocked over, dragging the hose through the garden and like give it a tug and broke off a branch off that thing. You're like, gee, I can't win for losing with that one.
Nice.
Dude, I literally just dragged the hose through. Water everything with the hose anymore.
So has anybody tried the Guy Green fertilizers? Have any luck? Any success with them?
I've never used it myself.
I'm gonna try it this run. They finally got it here in the United States. Finally, well, where I can find it anyway at my local grocery store. But I've heard quite a few people. I've seen Mr. Canuck grow with it, and I've heard other people say they've had success with it up in Canada. But I don't know. I'm gonna try it. So I bought some. I'm gonna see how it goes. See what happens with it.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I've just never used it myself.
Yeah, me too. That's why I want to try it. And ever since I went to Powder Nutrients, man, like I haven't looked back, man. I kind of like it. I don't think I get as big as buds. You know, I think they're bigger when I was using the Fox Farm Trio. I want to say I had bigger buds on certain plants. Other ones, I haven't even noticed the difference. Like my Donatellas and the Rocksteady, the Donatellas and Rocksteady that I grow, I didn't notice the difference, man. I didn't notice the difference, to be honest with you. I want to say I had a cleaner, I want to say cleaner, like it just felt cleaner as a smoke. I didn't cough as much when I was smoking it. When I take a big old fat rip, I wasn't like fucking gacking my brains out like I do on most other things. It was smooth. So, I don't know. Hopefully I get the same kind of results with this. I don't know. We'll see. But I feel like I'll be using a lot more of this. I was just reading, it's like a tablespoon per medium. I mean, per gallon of medium. And I was using Mother's Earth down roots with Happy Frog's calf culture as my last feeding regimen. And I mean, I was using a lot of it. It's like 3/4 of a cup to a 7-gallon pot. I'm like, holy fuck, like, and you got to do that every 2 weeks, it says. So I'm like, holy crap, man! Like I'm adding so much to it. Like my dirt would get thick and crusty on top. I could mix it up all I wanted, but it would still get crusty and it'd be a crust layer of from like nutrients, and then it was like a hard sand. I don't know. And someone said, try this. It's only a tablespoon per gallon. So that's, like I said, it's got I've seen good results with it, and it sounds a little bit better. So I'm going to give it a whirl and see what happens.
I've had good luck with the dry salts that I've used. I ran the crop salt. I tested for generic fertilizers there, which they kind of mix up custom shit, or they're actually a company where if you get a hold of them and there's a nutrient company that you like, they'll actually produce it in a dry form, basically for you. And
really,
a third of the cost. I didn't mind it. It was a good company up until I switched over. That's pretty much what I was running. And I liked it. It's a lot less of the mess, no bottles to go bad. It was just a matter of just fucking. And I even got lazy as a motherfucker as far as weighing that shit out. I learned a little trick in the beginning with the salts versus like weighing it out day after day, because I pretty much understood that if you didn't keep it sealed, your weight was going to vary from like what it was drawing moisture content from the air. Some of that shit, if you're not good with them salts, man, keep it nice and tight, your containers, that shit will draw out humidity out of your environment. You'll go to mix up some nutrients one day and there'll be a fucking inch of water sitting on your salts and shit.
oh shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
But
shit.
what I took from that shit was when I first got the product, I would weigh it pretty much right out of the box as it came, because it was about as dry as it would get. So I would weigh it out to the proper, ounces or grams or whatever I needed. And then I would mark the cup or do whatever it was. And I'd be like, okay, veg. You know what I mean? And what A, B. And then fucking that was it from then on. You know what I mean? I just filled the container up to that line and just quit weighing it, because that's what it should have been. Anything else is just a variance of moisture. So I got lazy about even measuring the shit out. I was just like, 1 scoop, 2 scoops, boom, boom, boom. It got to be that easy. I love the clear water, you know what I mean? Before that it was mixing up. You couldn't even see the bottom of it a lot of times in the tub of water and shit. I loved looking down and seeing nice clean water. Shit, half the time the shit pH'd itself. It was
That's why
I'm not gonna bitch about salts.
I used to still water. So pH it was just fucking becoming an hassle. And my schedule, like everything was thing. I've knock on wood. I used distilled water with microbes. They say that's supposed to let you fluctuate in your pH, from what I've learned anyway. But I've had really good success with using distilled water. But like I said, there's always something. Like I've been using this fish shit past 2 runs, and I want to say it's greasier. I don't know. It's grown. It's grown better. I think anyway. That, and I've used.
No joke.
I really like herb. Herbs are really good microbe inoculator, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty good. If you haven't had the chance to use it, you should look them up and use it. I had a plant that was outdoors that was going yellow. This was a couple of years back. It was really going yellow, and I mixed up a gallon and I fed it a gallon. It was a 7-gallon pot, and it wasn't rooted in the ground. It's one of the plants I moved around and stuff, where I moved around the yard periodically. But it was like yellow in one day. It Or I gave it some that night. The next day I come home from work, it was lush green again, and it was day and night. And since then, I've always had that product on hand. Except now I'm actually out of it. Just got my fish shit though. Have you used that fish shit, Eagle, or?
Yes. Fuck yeah, I have. That shit, man, made me get. But that was one of the fucking fish shit was one of the reasons I gave up my fabric pots. Was from fish shit, man. And that shit worked great. No doubt it fucking put some microbes in my soil. I did notice, without a doubt, some improvements in my plants. That shit did stink like fucking hell. Was the only downside of it is it's very pungent. But man, what happened to my pots, man? They all turned white. That microbes and shit, man. I was like, because I'm like anal, man. You guys watched me polish my pots the other night, basically. Before I transplanted. That shit bugs me, man. I got into the fabric pots and I put in them fish shit, and they just turned practically white from microbe activity. And I'm like,
What the whitest?
Yeah, they just fucking shit just started growing right through the pot, and I was like, oh man, I'm like, well, how do I wash that out? You know what I mean? I don't want us to transfer that over. I still, to this day, I have like 40 10-gallon fabric pots and fucking garbage bags out in the shed that after that run, I took them out into the yard into like a vinegar water solution. I beat them around with a fucking paddle. I hung them on the clothesline and fucking put them in garbage bags. And I've never used them since. I went right back over to the nursery pots. I'm like, I wash them bitches.
Same here, Eagle. That's the exact same reason why I switched, dude. If you see my old fabric pots right now, the whole outside is just white and yellow, and it just looks fucked up, even though I know it's just like fungus and stuff. I'm like, dude, I switched to the 5-gallon buckets after that. I was like, I don't like it. I mean, fabric pots I think are great for outdoors, but for indoor, I don't think they're the way to go, to be honest with you. They dry out too quick. They get just fucked up, dude. They're just a mess.
I love my fabric pots, man. I get probably 3 runs out of them, then I throw them out. I washed them before. I literally brought them to the laundromat and washed them because they were nasty, all covered in that white stuff. And I wasn't using salt. I was still using powdered nutrients. Maybe it wasn't salt. I don't know. But I just don't. I didn't like them after that. Like the plants didn't grow right in them after that. After I washed them. So I mean, they're only a few bucks. Everything costs money nowadays. So I just, like I said, I use them 3 times and the garbage they go. Or I actually recycle them. I actually been doing some drainage work around my house, and I've been using it as sleeves. I've been cutting them and making strips and wrapping my perforated pipe and then covering it with stone. I've been using it for fabric. So I've been using it for other shit, but like I said, otherwise than that, it goes in the garbage. That's pretty gross.
Is lining on the new fabric pot?
When I went through my air pot phase, I used these. Sorry, Green Fingers, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, see the lining on the new fabric pot where it doesn't turn white on the outside or nothing because it's like plastic or living soil. So you don't have to worry about it turning all crazy on the sides. That's all I was gonna say. Go ahead, Eagle.
I used these for years. Before I went to the fabric pots, I used these, and I still have shit tons of these. But I loved it. I guarantee these pots right here probably 15 years old. 15 years old, easy. Granted, they haven't probably been used a lot in the last few years. I just busted them out the other night for clones and fucking seedlings because I got tired of using cups. But these are awesome for air pots. But the only bitch about these as you get them bigger, you know what I mean? You get into the 2.5s. I ended up using the 3.5s. That's what I ended up using in flour annually. But they're a little tougher to clean. You got to get a brush in there. They're just a bitch to clean. That's why I went to fabric pots thinking, I don't know I honestly don't know what the fuck I was thinking when I went to the fabric pots. But then I went back to the nurseries thinking that they're the easiest to fucking wipe out, man. You just take a nice rag, take them outside. I usually fill up one tub, fucking 120-gallon tote full of fucking vinegar and water, and the other one just full of a rinse and fucking just like I'm like outside on a production line. Don't.
Nice.
Get them all done. Be done with that shit.
I don't know. Since I've used fabric pop for flour, that's basically what I use them for. It's just flour. I use solo cup, whether it's clone or a seed, the solo cup. Then it goes to a 1 gallon. Then from a 1 to a 3, and then a 3 to a 7. And like I said, I still don't feed and veg because I still use Fox Farm Ocean Forest, even though their mix is a little messed up nowadays ever since the pandemic. Like they're just making so much, like it's like not even done composting. Like it's still hot. You get it. It's extremely hot lately, and it still works. I don't feed my girls until right before flower. I mean, it's so hot lately. Like
Tents do that, man. He's putting one of these phones in the camera, or the cameras, or fucking phones in the tent. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think we lose you when you go in the tent, man. We lose connection. The
Oh,
tinfoil
sorry.
tent.
It's a Faraday cage. Fuck, it's like a real Faraday cage.
I don't know if you know, but my seedlings are starting to get some yellow leaves on them and stuff, but it's definitely hot this road. They're dirt. Actually, they're past few, but I've been taking them. I've been opening them up and putting them in a tote and let them do their business in there for probably 3-4 weeks. I let it dry out, man, because I've noticed a lot of fungus from the ocean forest, especially now lately. So.
Do you run ocean forest or what?
Yeah, I use ocean forest. All I do is I add perlite to it, some extra pearl. I've had really good success with it. I hear people make fun of it, whatever. It's not just easy to get here, but I've had good results with it.
I got to use every different soil I could get. So I got like bags of Royal Gold, bags of Soil King, bags of Prime fucking whatever, like, or Pride of Lands, and all kinds of different shit. The guy just buys everything. So I just get whatever, and I mix it all together. So it's like, all one. So whatever I get, I just fucking horse manure. I get that from the old place I used to live at, like from the horses I used to take care of. So yeah, that's my special shit. Horse manure with alfalfa. So the one thing that you can't buy anywhere. Like, where the fuck do you get horse manure? I can't find it at stores, but I got my own source. So.
I am in New York, upstate New York. We got a lot of horse farms, dairy
farms. You got a lot of horses, yeah. So yeah, that works really good. Man.
That's what's good about living in the country, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used a bunch of chicken manure this run. Lately, before that, I was just using like worm castings and I guess bat guano that was already mixed into the pre-bagged soil from like runs and runs ago. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get a little bit of chicken manure and add that in. It seems to be doing good for veg.
Yo, here's something for you guys. I don't know if Eagle remembers. There's this thing, because I use worm castings too. I got some, I don't notice a difference in the worm castings I'm using from the store. Like, I honestly don't see a difference. And I'm in my garden every day. But there's that place where I was talking about, Eagle. Remember, Green 13 said just mix it with water and use. That's how he does it. Makes like a slurry type thing with it. But I have that place where all the leaves have been composted. I used to go there as a kid for worms, and it is just loaded with worm castings. I mean, like, you literally can dig down 1 foot, 2 foot, and it is worm castings. Like, it's insane. I'm wondering now that it's cold out if any bug that I'd be scared to bring in, because I want to use it indoors, from outdoors to indoors, I'm wondering if it would be dead, being that it's outside freezing. I don't know. Is it even still good if it freezes?
I don't know about nutrients. I usually probably not. I'm gonna say no.
I mean, the microlife is going to be like dormant, but like it might come back to life.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about it. I just want to use it. I know it's natural. See, man, I'm always looking to go as natural as I possibly can, but I don't want to infest my garden with anything, man. Knock on wood. I mean, the worst thing I have now are like I said, are some fungus gnats from the ocean forest, but I've been drying it out. Like I said before, I've been using it and letting it finish composting because I can put the lid on it, man, and like my container gets wet, like inside, it's still composting. So I let it do its thing and let it dry. I let it dry, and I've been seeing a lot less fungus gnats, but I still see them. Drives me nuts, the little fuckers.
Yeah, how I got rid of my fungus gnats because I had an infestation last run too. I just used I got some beneficial nematodes. I just ordered them online and mixed that in with a soil drench, and that got rid of them within like 3 days. They were all gone.
It's hard to get beneficials here. On the East Coast here where I live. Oh, that's another thing, man. It's I remember Cal saying something a couple days ago or a week or two ago. But we're allowed to grow here in New York now. Medical patients are anyway, as of September 30th. So that's one positive thing that's been happening here in New York. Finally.
I've switched mediums completely to get rid of fungus gnats. Usually they travel in the brand of whatever you're using. I ended up, that's one of the other reasons I went to cocoa. Drying things out, let it dry out as dry as you can get it without letting the plant, hurt itself will definitely help. Fans blowing underneath the canopy will help with fungus gnats. I ain't using the term I ain't even gonna use just bottom feeding, watering in the saucers and letting it drink up and keeping that top layer dry will help with fungus gnats as well.
Don't they call that butt chugging nowadays?
Yeah, that's stupid shit.
No butt chugging, bro. No butt chugging.
See, it's funny. They all want to use technical terms, and then they bring in some fucking term like that and shit.
Yeah. However, I just thought it was funny. But I don't know how that would. I don't think that would work for my situation, being that I'm a powdered nutrients guy. I bend my soil on top, and so I don't think that would work out too well for me. I don't think. Like, how would my nutrients get moist and break down and have to suck up a lot of water? No, because I really don't. To be honest with you, I really
just like an earth box, you could cap it off, and then once that layer gets moisture, it'll like wick down and through.
Yeah. Maybe I should try that. Maybe I should try that on a couple, just to see how it works. Damn, I always want to try something. I hear something like, oh man, I want to do that, man. That might work. I gotta say, man, but that's where I've learned to grow my medicine, man. Thank you, and thank this community. You know what I mean? For indoor, I've always grown outdoor, like I said, but I've ran into some challenges, and I was a little intimidated by growing indoors when I started. And I learned, like I said, from all these shows and stuff like that. This community is it's great, man. I love it.
Oh yeah, and there's like a lot of bro science sometimes, but like lately, Eagle, you had some great guests like Mr. Soul, the Rooted Leaf, Green's Goddess. Like those three people right there, like literally legendary people when it comes to growing cannabis. In my eyes, at least, I look up to them as legendary. But man, so much information was dropped during just those 3 episodes. And I know I'm forgetting some other ones like the Dirt. I forget his name, Dirt something. But just this like last week or two, you've had a bunch of great episodes, and you got a bunch of more great episodes coming. So I'm looking forward to that because, man, I've learned so much just in the last 2 days from those few episodes.
Yeah, it's definitely some great knowledgeable people that come on here and share what they know. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. I got nothing but love and thanks for the community. You know what I mean? There's just so much knowledge out there. And people ask me all the time, like, I want to start growing, man. I hear it's kind of hard. I'm like, it's just kind of as hard as you make it. You know what I mean? It's kind of as hard as you make it. I mean, but don't get me wrong. Everybody's circumstance is different. Everybody's growth style is different. You know what I mean? I said, how did I learn? I took pieces from here, and here, and over here, and over there. I put those together, and they work in my grow. You know what I mean? Everybody grows different. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it's actually very simple as it could be. I mean, I mean, it can get technical. Don't get me wrong with measuring and monotonous. I said, but you can do what I do. I use powder nutrients. I make it as simple as possible for me. That works in my situation. Everybody's situation is different. So you find something that you like to do. Some people have more time to put in the garden, and some people don't. You know what I mean? But we all eventually find time. We all got time, for even if it's a little bit of time, you know. But I'm like, it's a great thing, man. I thank the community for it. Outdoor was always easy, man. We just put them in the ground and let them go, and they've always done good, man. We got good soil here. So like, we really did nothing, you know, very little at all growing outdoors. Like I said, but the indoor game, I owe it all to all the shows I watch. I mean, I don't watch too many. I watch a handful of them that I'm a steady watcher at. Especially this one, the Duke Grows, Grow From Your Heart. I do watch the Michigan Grows. I like them. I just got put on them. Believe it or not, I'm really starting to take a liking to Medical Mondays. You know, when I first started watching that show, I'm like, oh man, these guys are like, they were always dissing on the cops. And don't get me wrong, whatever. But our views grow and seeing what they stand for in the growing and the knowledge that they even drop. I like it, man. Like the whole community. And there's a lot of shows I'm missing, like Embracing Organics. I watch. I'm forgetting a few, man. But anyway, the point being is there's a few shows you can watch. You can take what you need from things to fit your situation and help your situation to grow. So, well, yeah, big up to the community, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man, for sure. Big ups to the whole community, all the weed nerds, the chat, everyone out there, you know. Without them, it wouldn't be possible. But also, dude, like the hardest thing about growing is like the hardest thing with anything in life. It's taking the first step and actually getting started, you know, like taking it serious and saying, okay, I'm going to get the lights. I'm going to get the fans. I'm going to get the timer for the lights, the soil, and the pots. And I mean, there's a few other things you need, but that's basically all you need to get started, you know. But are you going to take the like time and do all the effort to set those few little things up to get it started? But it's like I see Red Pill and it kind of like bums me out with his situation and stuff, because it reminds me a lot of my situation when my dad wouldn't let me grow. But me, I was still trying. Anyway, I was trying to hide stuff in my closet, but my dad would find it, break the plants, tear them out, kill them, whatever. And eventually I was like, look, Dad, like I smoke a lot of weed and you're cool with me smoking, but I'm spending a lot of money on like weed. So if I could just grow like 2 plants, then I could be able to supply myself with enough stash to get through for a while. He's like, all right, whatever, we'll set you up a little tent. You can grow your 2 plants. You just get 1 tent for veg and flower. And I did that. And eventually I was like, well, it's not enough. So I need a couple clones. I really like this plant and it helps me obviously. And we're saving some money and this and that. And so that's how I got started. But man, I just hope he's able to convince his dad to let him get a little grow going, you know, even if it's just a little 1 tent that he uses for veg and flower with 4 plants in it. And then after his dad sees him producing flower and that it gives him something to do and something he enjoys, you know. But it's for anyone out there. If they have the space to grow in and the money to do it, you should definitely be growing your own cannabis if you smoke. And I've been trying to like educate the smokers that smoke a lot, but they don't know anything about the plant, you know. They don't know anything about how it grows or the weed that they're buying. They just go to the dispensary and they buy it. They don't realize that the trichomes have been knocked off of it or just a bunch of stuff, you know, how long ago it was harvested, how it was grown, a lot of different factors, you know. And I try to educate the people and let them know what they're purchasing or how to look out for certain things and how to search for trichome heads and see if the heads are still on the freaking trichome stalks or if they've just been machine trimmed off and now they're going to make concentrate with them. So, but I don't know. That's just my little rant right there.
I just want to throw this out here because it goes right along with what you said. And I'm a firm believer in everything you just said, but it's one of my favorite quotes. And it applies to what you said, and it applies to just about anything you want to do. It's a quote from Les Brown, and it says, you don't have to be great to get started. You just have to get started to be great. And it's so very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and exactly, with experience and time too. If you really dedicate the time to something, you will become great at it. You know, it's like the 10,000 hour rule or whatever it is. But like seriously, if you do something so many times, eventually it just becomes second nature. Where it takes, you're like in a Zen mode. You know, you're just in, I don't know what you would call it, but like eventually you just get so good at something that it becomes effortless, basically. But it's just putting in the time and the repetition and the failures, learning from the failures and all that. You know.
Sometimes, Honcho, it's not even putting in the time before it comes effortless. Sometimes, how many times have you done something for the first time and realized I'm fucking awesome at this, and it already comes effortless? You know what I mean? It's just fucking, you may be a natural at it and you just never knew because you never fucking tried. But yes, sometimes it does take going through the motions before it comes effortless. Sometimes it is just effortless from day one. You know,
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
think we all
wonder
have our
sometimes
natural
how you
born
can do that
talents, you
shit.
know? Like, I think
Yeah.
everyone has a natural born talent or something that they're good at, that they're born with, that they never had to practice. They just, whatever it is, everyone has that one talent that they're good at, you know? Which it's kind of strange that it's like that, but humans are just a very interesting freaking, I don't know, it's a crazy world, man, especially what's going on right now.
It is, man. But also to say that, the biggest thing I see in people and like they're always scared about growing is the investment. I always tell them, if you're gonna spend money, I said you should do it right. I mean, you can go cheap, but you're just gonna be upgrading eventually here anyway. I said, is your life, is your genetics, is your environment, and I said once you just get your light and your genetics and you dial in your environment to standards, right? No, that means you can perfect, but you're just gonna be upgraded eventually here anyway. I said, is your life,
It is.
is your genetics, is your environment.
My bad, Buddha Boy kind of had you echo in there for a second, but welcome, Buddha Boy.
No standards.
Oh, hold on. I'm listening to the other. I just came up for the 420 because it's like I couldn't resist. I'm sitting here. I'm looking at the thing. I'm saying, "Fuck! It's 12:17. Where's my bong?" So anyway, I'll try to tone it down and let you guys carry on.
It's funny, Buddha Boy. I was going to try to call you onto the panel. I was about to take a break and say, you know what, Buddha Boy, you and Gus got to come up here on the panel and talk with us. I keep seeing you guys in chat. You need to come up on here, but I didn't want to stop the conversation. So it's good you hopped on. But what were you saying, Big Dave? You're talking about the environment, right? But it's cool how like the environment influences, like even if your environment's like dog shit, basically, but you have your light cycle right and you veg the plant and you flower it under a good light, you'll still probably have a smokable bud, you know? It might harm and it might have some seeds in it or something might go wrong, but you'll probably still get a harvest your first time. And almost everyone, the first time they grow is the best time they grow because they're paying attention to the pH. They're following all the steps. They're following one person's regimen that already has it down, you know? But then the second grow, you think you're God. So you try messing with stuff, adding stuff, then you fuck it up and you're back at square one and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, that's what happens, man. But I tell them they're like, well, the investment. I'm like, well, look what you spent on flour. You grow 2 or 3 plants, and you're going to get your investment back. Your investment will pay for itself in the long run, and it'll be worth it. And you also know what you're getting, what you're smoking. I really don't like going to the dispensary and not knowing what I'm getting. They can put whatever they want on these damn jars, man. Like I said, like everybody says, man, majority of these companies are in it for the money. They're not in it for you or I or our health. They're in it for the money.
Yeah, it's definitely paid off for me in more ways than just like cash investment too, dude. Like I've learned so much from growing the plant just about like patience and all kinds of spirituality stuff, kind of like Eagle was talking about with like all the microbes in the soil and just learning about their whole little world that they got going on and how they fucking like give nutrients to the plant and the plant gives them sugars in return. And how you can add sugars and boost the microbe population and just all kinds of crazy stuff. And then you realize it's the same thing going on in the soil that's going on in our gut, you know? Like our appendix holds most of the microbes in our body, and they regulate how we feel, how we grow, all kinds of different things in the body. And actually 90% of our DNA is microbe DNA. Only 10% of our DNA is actual like human DNA, I guess you would call it. So it's pretty crazy.
So now you become a weed nerd. That's what happens. You become a weed nerd when you start growing. Get into it.
My spirit animal is, I was just going to say quickly, my spirit animal is a bear. And, you know, if I share some DNA with him, I'm all right. But I did research it. And a bear is not related to a pig. That's a myth. So, you know, it's, so, and if it was, I'd still eat bacon.
Happy 420.
Cheers, happy 420.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. God bless, job bless, and just be good.
Cannabis
Well, it
blast.
feels good up in the morning, and I'm not going to work, and I finally get to smoking with you guys all week long here on. I'm getting up and watching, like, damn, man, I want to fire one up with these guys.
Yeah, Big Dave, you were talking about the driving and the CDL. You always got to protect your livelihood because that's your family. So you don't want to take any unnecessary risks. Like if Eagle or I get busted, they're not going to take Eagle's fucking carpentry tools. Okay. They're not going to come after his bonding license or whatever, you know, it's like carpenter's license, whatever. But it's like this, if you get in trouble, you're going to have to like be packing grease and wheel bearings and shit like that because they won't let you drive.
Yeah. Like I said, I just try not to give anybody any ammunition, man. It's key in life.
I agree. I do drive down the road smoking weed, or at least I used to when I drove a lot more. Not all the time, but you know, in the heart and the core of my being, I was the guy who had the window cracked and the family in the car, and they didn't really give a shit. I wasn't, and you know, we'd be going on a what do you call it, a car hike or you know, a little bit of a jaunt, and they liked it because Dad was kind of relaxed, you know. And when we got there, you know, we put up our tents and you know, go get the canoe off the top of the van and go for a little, you know, shindig. So I'm just saying that life is the great things are actually cheap. It's just the time that it takes to do them.
Yeah. Well, I do, like I said before, man, I like to smoke and drive. I don't know why that shit ain't legal. But what's the worst we do? We sit at a green light or we stop for a yellow light.
That's
you know?
right.
It's, I don't know, whatever. Everybody's different. I do enjoy it in my own vehicle and things like that.
Yeah, I'm an asshole driver. I got a bad DUI. I lost my license for like a year. I've been in probably over 15 car accidents, over 10 motorcycle accidents. I probably have more tickets than, I don't know, probably most other people. I probably got at least 40 tickets in my lifetime. Like speeding, reckless driving, but I always go to like traffic court and I just settle it saying, okay, I'll go to traffic school and then you pay the fine and it gets dropped off my record so I don't get a point. But now after I got the DUI, I had to be more careful. But I'm still not. I still drive a turbo car. I still ride my motorcycle around. So I don't know. But I just got my motorcycle pretty much to like get around in traffic too, because right now in California, it's so overpopulated, man. Like you wouldn't believe they're just building like what do you call them, like townhomes and like apartment complexes, low income housing everywhere, and it's like 150 units in one area and they're just everywhere. There's so many fucking people, and they have like 10 people living in one apartment. It's nuts.
It's getting like that here in upstate New York, like that too, man. I'm not that far out of the city, man. I'm not that far from the boroughs, but I'm in the woods and I like it. It's getting that way too, man. Now, question for you, man. In California, right? You're in Cali. Do they have like defensive driving courses you could take to so-called take points off your license? There.
Yeah, that's basically what I was talking about. It's like a driving school type thing, not necessarily driving school. I guess you call it traffic school is what they call it, traffic school. But it's basically the same thing as defensive driving. It teaches you basically all the rules of the DMV handbook again and how to be a safe driver. Then they drop the point off and you only have to spend like $100 versus spending like the 300, say, for the ticket.
See, I did that years ago when I was younger. I got like 2 points on my license and my insurance went through the roof. So I did a defensive driving course, and that's supposed to remove the 2 points from your license. And come to find out, it doesn't. Under motor vehicle standards, it doesn't. It only does that for certain insurance companies, and most insurance companies don't even do that anymore. They don't even care about that anymore. If there are points on there, that's more money.
Yeah, see, I almost got screwed like that too, but in a different way, because they were going to count it, right? If they would have got the paperwork from the traffic school, it would have knocked the points off. But I was telling the traffic school, let me get like a physical printout copy so I can give it to the courthouse and show them, like, look, I went to the traffic school and knocked the points off, to give to them in the DMV. And like, oh, no, don't worry about it. We just send it to them like electronically now. Everyone does it electronic. And I was like, can I at least just get a copy, like, just in case? Like, no, don't worry about it. It's electronic. So then, like, later on, a few months later, I'm trying to get car insurance, and my insurance, they quoted me as like super high. And I was like, what the hell? They're like, yeah, you got a ticket from like a year back or something. I was like, what the fuck? I already got this ticket cleared. So then I had to go through like a whole rigmarole and get it all figured out. But it was just a pain in the ass. But eventually I did get the points dropped. But dude, the DMV always fucks with you. I hate the damn DMV, the courthouse, and dealerships. Those are the three places I hate more than anything.
I always thought California was weird because they have like curbs that are painted red and there's no signs above them. So like, I'm a Michigander. Our signs, all our handicap signs, all our parking signs are like above ground and you can see them. Well, when I was out in California, I parked somewhere and apparently it had a red curb. And I didn't know that was, like for emergency route only because there was no sign. It was just literally a red curb. And I got a ticket for it, and I just never really fought it or anything. And I got a ticket for crossing the San Francisco Bridge without having a credit card. Like what the fuck? You got to be able to cross a bridge. You got to have a credit card to cross a bridge. That was a new.
That happened to me too, dude. They said, "Oh yeah, you have to have a credit card so you get the ticket." And then not only that, there's so many toll roads. Like the bridge itself is a toll. Like you got to pay a toll, right, to ride on the bridge. And there's so many different toll bridges and so many toll roads. You're like getting fucked the whole time in San Francisco, unless you're if you don't live there and you have some kind of pass card.
Yeah, you got to have a card. And I was like, and it was weird because like I had all the coins and all the money to pay for anything. It was just a $7 ticket, but it was just like, what the hell?
Never even heard of such a thing.
So dude, weird.
What I think it is they're trying to get rid of cash, dude. Like everywhere I go, they're saying they're not accepting cash anymore. Like I went to a Formula Drift event and I was like, fuck it. What? It said $15 for a beer. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll spend the $15. So I went up there and I only had cash on me and they're like, oh, sorry, we only take card. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my
and then
God.
like everywhere I've been going lately, they're like, oh, we only accept card. And then like even I went to Chuck E. Cheese and back in the day you used to get the tickets, you cash out your tickets. Now they give the kids a fucking credit card, dude. You load up the credit card with points, they play with the card, and then at the end there's like the tokens are stored on the card and they cash in the card.
They're trying to teach
them going towards card, get rid of cash. It's kind of strange during this fucking COVID shit, but I don't know.
Shit, that was in 2018 that happened.
I honestly think that, and I said this back at the beginning of COVID, because I get a little conspiracy theory, a little. I fucking actually smoked a joint with a couple guys yesterday and fucking just laid a bunch of shit out on them. And it's funny. Sometimes you do that. And you just like, you get done talking and you look around the room and everybody's like,
let's hear it. What were you talking about, Eagle?
Oh, yesterday. Ooh. Well, first of all, let's get back to what we were talking about. And that's getting rid of the dollar. I almost, when this whole bullshit got released, I thought that was, and I still think it is, a part of getting rid of the dollar. The push, the hype, all that shit. Germs, get away from each other. In the beginning, it was like, don't touch nothing, wipe everything down. And it was gone not far. I mean, I've seen stores around here not even take cash. Swipe the card. Just swipe the card and get away. I didn't want to handle your shit. The same shit could, possibly go on now. Don't touch the dirty money. You know what I mean? Got to get rid of that dirty money. We're going to have to go to a dirty, a digital system, to get away, just to get away from the disease, That's
Yeah,
you
but
know
what about all the
basic.
groceries? You know, all the groceries that they have to touch, and all the everything that's in the grocery store that we need to survive on is literally like a replica of, oh, okay, this can fucking keep happening. Like, why would you even waste your time on telling people to do these things when they have to go to the grocery store? You know what I mean? Like we have to survive. You can't stop life. I don't know.
They can try when everything at the grocery store is made to fucking kill you and not keep you healthy.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, it does keep people alive. You know what I mean? Like that's all that matters is like there's a lot of people that really can't survive on like organics or even going to a community garden. I mean, it's hard to find for some people. So a grocery store is like the first place you go for food, and everybody's touching everything. So why would they even try to make a mandate on anything when you have when as a human in society you have to go to the grocery store, you have to go to the fucking pharmacy, you have to social. And here's the thing: I had to get checked to go to this concert. I had to go to a COVID test center, and there was a bunch of people in line, and we're like literally nut to butt. You know, you can smell the next person in front of you. So how is that? How is that even legit to get tested? Like you're about to get it while you're in line. So here I am getting tested for it in line, but I can catch it in line, and you're not going to be able to catch it right when I catch it, you know. But here I am going to a concert after I get tested. It's stupid. It doesn't even make sense. And then they got the Amish. They're like, oh yeah, the Amish are herd immune. They're becoming herd immune. All these Amish people, they all have COVID, but they're fine. Like, I mean, come on, man. You know, it's kind of obvious. Like, we really don't really need to make all these mandates. We could be living with amongst each other, you know. And I think they're just doing this to fucking fuck us up, like big time.
You're right.
I mean, since we're already on the topic, I guess we'll go farther down the wormhole. But I mean, like, fuck, I'm already losing my train of thought. But I don't know. There's just a lot of crazy things that happened during COVID, dude. Like the whole Epstein thing, and then the Pentagon releases stuff about aliens, and all this stuff is just getting like thrown at us all at once. You know, so much information, and then it's just
First
like,
of
oh,
all,
COVID though, COVID, watch out for COVID.
Huncho,
Yeah,
first of all, they don't need to confirm what we already know. Okay. Second of all, just because they said it doesn't mean it's true. As a matter of fact, the inverse of that probably is. So what the fuck's up with that? And who needs any validation that there are UFOs? Is that going to give me more peace of mind? It's not. But one thing I'll tell you is this: if you've got any dirty money, I'll launder it for you.
I love you. I love you.
Anyway, I'm just trying to lighten it up. But I'm going to posit one question, and please don't judge me for this question, because this is a serious question. I'm not going to judge you, so don't judge me. Okay. What the fuck is up with everybody saying the pandemic's over? I mean, the pandemic is in the full throes of a fucking exponential growth model. And it goes in little waves. And I don't know anything about epidemiology, and I don't want to know anything about it. But let me tell you something. This shit ain't over. And the rights that they take away now, just as in 9/11, listen to me. I'm not going to go on forever. The same rights that they take away from us now, like they did at 9/11, we will have to fight to get back, if we ever get them back. And this generation won't even know the difference.
We'll get it back. And I don't consider
it, like go ahead.
Everybody's got their own thing. I don't call it a pandemic, man. I call it a planned death.
Yes.
They planned this. And you know what, man? And it's been said, and I've seen it, man. I believe it was Benjamin Franklin who said it, if I'm not mistaken. But if you give up a little bit of freedom for safety, you will have neither.
That's right.
I remember
hey
that.
Guys, just one thing. Go ahead. I'm just saying, when we say we fought for this, people in our family trees and our brothers and sisters and my sons and daughters, I have a daughter in the military right now, She's in intelligence. Her husband's in special operations. So how do you think I feel about this shit?
Yeah.
I think that A, they should be able to smoke some weed. And B, they need it. And C, they're not going to wait till they're fucking veterans.
Well, really,
That's all I have to say.
Buddha boy, how do you feel about them being in it? More than,
You know what? I love my children. I want them to reach their maximum potential as human beings. She married a serviceman from a young age. So it was a kind of a family decision for them to be together and to work together. So, and my daughter is actually a good soldier. She's the kind of woman you'd want out there. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Boy, do me a favor. Thank your daughter for me. Thank her husband for me.
Hey, Big Dave, I didn't serve myself. My father did, you know, but I'm just saying, respect to everybody out there. And I'm a little under the weather right now, so I'm sounding a little more emphatic than normal, but it's like this. I'm a little raw, but it's like this. I have nothing but respect for civilians, soldiers, not so much for the politicians. So you guys say what you have to say.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, with the whole vaccine, I think we can all agree on this. Whether it has bad side effects or not, we won't even talk about that conspiracy part of it, even though who's to say it's a conspiracy or not? I'm not going to get into that. But what we do know is it doesn't protect you from the virus, right? You can still catch it and you can still spread it. So basically, you're just protecting yourself from having worse symptoms, but you're actually putting other people at a higher risk. And you could still die from it. It's not going to protect you from death. You have a 0.1% lower chance, I believe it is. So
like
that's
I said,
the fact about it. So I don't know why they're trying to force it when it doesn't really make much of a difference. If it cured you of coronavirus and you couldn't catch coronavirus, I would understand it. But it doesn't make sense. And all the other like common cold viruses, the reason they don't have a vaccine for them is because they always mutate and they always change. So you might have a vaccine now that's going to be good for this virus, but now it's going to mutate into a new strain of the virus, and the vaccine, it's going to be immune to that vaccine.
Head spin a little bit.
Viruses do.
Can I make your head spin a little bit, man? I can recall, I'm 43 years old. I can recall going to the doctors because I was sick. My mother bringing me to the doctors because I was sick. And the doctor says, well, you got a virus and there's no medicine for it. It's got to run its course.
Yeah.
Run its course.
You got to download it.
We're all here still to this day. This is like I'm saying, man, like I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. Take it how you want it. You know what I mean? But like I can add 1 + 1. You know what I mean? And just everything that's going on just doesn't add up. And I just can't believe how a lot of society is. I don't know what you're talking about. Like I said before, man, and I don't care what anybody says, it will come out. There will be somebody to finally stand up and take on these politicians. Shit's got to change, but forcing a vaccine on somebody is unconstitutional. Unconstitutional. How it's even legit, it's still going on, going through the courts. Like I just read an article, Supreme Court upheld Maine's mandate. Like, how can you uphold a mandate? It's unconstitutional.
Right.
And what's even worse is, it's still an experimental drug. It's experimental. Like, listen, man, like I said, I don't care who you are. It's America. You can choose to do what you want. I will pray for you if you get the shot, because I've seen, like I said, I've seen a lot of bad stuff. And that just goes to show. You show me some real science. How long science take? People talk science. I did my research. Motherfucker, you are the research.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How many drugs are on the market that they've been recalling for years now that have been out there for, we just realized there's too much of this and that and it's causing cancer, or
you got to be in an old folks home to figure it out. You got to be listening to the infomercials, the free paid programming. That's where they have all those. It's crazy, man. Exactly, but that's where all those guys find out that they have recalls. They're in the nursing home at that point, and they're like, "Man, I heard that commercial. Now I'm gonna contact my lawyer." You know, it's pretty crazy, but it is impossible to mandate something that you can't control. That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And the thing is a lot of people
can't even make a good decision on this right here. Thousands
There you
of
go.
years in use, zero
Legalized.
deaths. fucking
Cheers.
has medical benefits. We can't even get this passed.
Spiritual
But yet
benefits.
we can force something like this down everybody in the world's throat.
Dude,
without
isn't it
properly.
crazy that a plant is illegal, dude? Just think about that. A plant is illegal. How could you make a plant illegal? It grows naturally from a seed from the earth. How's that even possible? There's like plenty of other things that are poisonous. Like we don't make poison ivy illegal, and that fucks you up, and no one likes that. But it's like, what the fuck?
People getting together and coming up with a plot, and the stronger the people, the stronger their plot. The stronger the plot, the stronger the people. And they came up with something a long time ago to keep the people in control. And not to go back, but 1892 Codex Alimentarius, when they started controlling the food, is when they really got a overall hand on society. And now we're figuring out like, oh, the food and the water and all these things are kind of contaminated because we followed these systems that are ancient. I mean, dude, the plumbing system is like ancient Roman fucking plumbing. We literally need to come up with a new plumbing system for America. Like the waters all around us are getting tainted because we're using chemical what do you call it? Remediation, or where you clean the water. We're using
reverse osmosis.
Is it remediation?
Yeah. Okay. No, the remediation thing with the chemicals, like reverse osmosis is totally different. You're catching things and then separating them. But what we do with our plumbing system, we shit in a toilet and then we send it to a fucking cleaning system. It gets cleaned with chemicals and then we take a shower in it. That's literally what we do. We send our poop water to a cleaning system and then we take a shower in it.
And they put chlorine, chloramine, and fucking fluoride in it, and they're like, okay, now it's good to go. But dude, like,
let's kill your
interview with the mortician guy or whatever, and he does like the embalments of bodies and stuff. And he's like, yeah, we just drain all the blood into the sink, and it goes into the system and gets recycled into your freaking tap water. So
yeah,
when they're draining bodies into the freaking sink, it goes down the same drain that everyone else is using. They don't have a special drain for it.
Yep.
Here in New York, the sewer treatment plants are all near rivers. And
every
time it seems to rain, they seem to have an overflow. Magically have these overflows. And even if it don't rain, they magically have these overflows that flow into our rivers and systems like that. And
man,
I know a lot of the solids in the thing, they're actually starting to fertilize. A lot of farmers are actually, hay farmers around here are starting to use, it's actually human shit as fertilizer. Like it's a powder, like it's in a pellet form when they get it after it's processed, and they're using it for fertilizer, which I think is a lot better than dumping into our freaking water systems.
Yeah, I mean that seems like fish shit, goes right back into the system.
I've seen all the above in Flint, Michigan. Big day.
Oh yeah.
I've worked in that sewer treatment plant. Fucking repairing that roof, and where they've got these big old grinders that where it all comes in and it's chemically treated and grinded up, and then a lot of it gets pumped across the street, and then where it's spread out in dried form, just like you're talking about, and then it's loaded onto trucks and shipped away. Not only that, they also, here in Michigan, it's legal for farmers to buy that shit in a liquid form. And then, the government paid them. They fucking put all them along the lines. When you drive along a farm field now, you'll see like a piping that comes out of the ground. And that's where the government's paid to have lines run through their fields. And that's where they inject the shit. Right in there, that's a fertilizer. They just pump it in right into the farm field. But that's only supposed to be used to feed farm animals. That's not supposed to be for human consumption.
Right, but that's
where it gets lost along the lines. Yeah, but where it also went wrong with Flint, Michigan, and the water supply, when we decided, hey, we're not going to buy our water anymore from Detroit. We're going to do it on our own. We pulled from said river, just like you said, Dave, because it's right along the lines of the Flint River, and they started pulling the water from right downstream from the true where they dumped it all back into the river. That's where they started they're like, this is a good place for a tap. This is where we're
Yeah.
gonna draw
Didn't they
the
build a
drinking
tap
water
there?
from.
Yeah, didn't they build a tap there?
Right
Yeah,
downstream from
yeah.
the treatment plant from the
Totally
sewer.
fucked up,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Oh,
Say, Eagle, could you explain to people who may not know about the tap water situation in Flint, Michigan?
It went from bad to worse. It started much like Gus is saying here. The infrastructure for a lot of these older cities is in bad shape. The pipes have got a fucking tons of rust and other kinds of heavy metals built up in them, lead, you name it, especially in Flint, Michigan, where fucking that town was laced with manufacturing plants that just kind of
industrialization.
before laws went into place, just dump shit into the ground, yada
Guys,
yada
Flint was
yada.
the
It
shit,
washed
man.
everywhere. A lot of that ground where them plants are still sitting there in Flint, Michigan, kind of falling in on each other because the government has told them when you pull this up, you have to take 10 feet of earth with you. Everything underneath this for 10 feet in like places where Buick City was that was low ground. Every time it rained, like you guys talked about, that plant filled up with water and fucking saturated the ground. So that ground right there, well, that's always going to be a parking lot. That's always going to be a parking. But it started with bad plumbing and whatnot. And when we told Detroit, we're like, we're not going to get your water. We're not buying our water from you anymore.
Right.
Basically,
Worst
we
mistake.
shut them blinds down, and a lot of that old shit fucking fell. Like if you've ever done plumbing, been around plumbing, I got a buddy that got
Yes.
Legionnaire's
I love how you're
disease
explaining
from
this,
cutting
Eagle.
out them old pipes and shit. Fucking but when that shit, once the pressure falls, that the pipe kind of collapses, and then the water pours through that collapsed pipe, and it makes
Flushes
the
all that
problem
shit.
worse. But then once you start sucking bacteria tainted water and then
Yes.
start flushing it through the
Sorry.
pipes, it makes people sick. And then it was the bacteria not being treated properly, then being over treated,
And then the
then the
heavy metals
rust,
too.
lead.
Yep.
Yeah, it just started. It was like it's
I had a
steamrolled and
girlfriend
steamrolled.
out there,
Even
man.
I don't mean to cut you off, Gus,
Go,
but
go
I
ahead.
actually even told almost every grower I know that in the Flint, Michigan area and around that area, stop
Wow.
feeding your plants this water because fucking cannabis is a bioaccumulator.
That's right.
And it is gonna uptake that fucking lead. And you guys are gonna be smoking lead bud. And nobody
You're
would
right.
fucking listen to me.
Dude, they
Nobody
just
would
wanted to keep doing what they're doing, man. They were, they're focused on getting out of Flint. Flint's a hard city to get out of, man. And I know a lot of people that were growing out there with dirty water. I took a shower. I had a girlfriend out there and I took showers out there, dude. And it was like, it literally ripped my hair. And I go bald like you for the most part. I mean, not like shaved bald, but I keep my hair short. But when I took a shower out there, it like stripped my hair. And like I could just, dude, I really felt bad, man. My girlfriend had a kid out there and she took showers out there. She got leukemia and it was like a big thing, like a bunch of kids were getting leukemia out there, man, because of the water. And it's like, man, it's literally just because they want to save some costs because they shut down some shit and they wanted to cut costs and fucking make it all their own supply, and then it ended up being toxic. You know.
So I want to get you guys' opinion on this, like on growing weed with that water, like that dirty Flint water. So you say it's like has a bunch of heavy metals in it, and that kind of the first thing that comes to my mind, like when you're trying to reverse a female plant to male or a female to make female pollen, at least you use a colloidal silver or silver thiosulfate, which is a silver, which is a metal. So I wonder if any of the metals in the Flint water is why a lot of people are getting like Hermy plants. Maybe that's having something to do with the hormones of the plant somehow, not just in Flint, but all around in general, or if it has any effect on the plant.
I was curious as to whether or not the tap water had gas in the line, because I saw, introduced that there was actually flammable. They would turn the knob and somehow there might have been gas built up in there, maybe from the chemicals. I don't know. Does anybody know the answer to that?
That's from fracking.
Was it bullshit?
They pump water into, that's from fracking. That's
I don't think
they
I might
pump
be
oil out of the
getting
ground, and then they kind of hit the dry, and then they fill the well with water to kind of bring it to the
never
top
mind.
where they can suck it up
Wrong
again.
topic.
That wasn't.
It was dramatic. I know Flint's story is really tragic.
It's weird, man. It is tragic and it's really crazy, but it's actually spreading out towards our other plumbing systems, like Wayne County right now. A lot of Wayne, Michigan right now is they're giving people water filters because the water's contaminated like Flint was, and they don't want to end up like Flint. So they're giving us water filters right now in some of our areas in Wayne County, which is Detroit area, Metro Detroit area, so it's not just Flint. It's starting to happen all around. And
it's Chicago. It's fucking all them old
I was just going to say, it's all around the United States. Everyone has the old pipes and old infrastructure that was built like 100 years ago and has like problems. It's not Flint. They got recognized for it, but it's happening all across the U.S. and people don't even know. It's like us here, we're talking about all these deep things and we all pretty much agree with what we're saying. But to the average person, they think we're crazy or something, It's like, well, no, we're just speaking the truth, but you guys are.
They watch the news. They watch the news a lot, and the news kind of jades you and gets you to think towards your politics.
I think the weed brings us to like a higher consciousness or something, to where we're able to understand these things and figure out, with all of our brains together, we're able to come up with like answers to a lot of the problems, We might not have the resources or the funds to get it done, but we figured out a lot of things that are wrong and a lot of things that can be fixed and solutions,
Yeah, I love you guys, man. It's awesome.
There's no doubt that we could use a little more of an ecological point of view, and that shouldn't be a bad word, because the sportsman who recreates out in the wilderness, goes hunting and fishing, he doesn't, destroy the habitat. He cares about it. I'm just saying he doesn't overfish. He doesn't poach. He has respect for I'm just saying the majority of people find it a blessing to be in the wilderness. But it's like this. That's one point, being a little more better stewards. But another point is the simple fact that the herb is of the earth and it has a feminine aspect to it. There's a nurturing aspect to it. And this cannot be lost on us. It's been used ritualistically for that kind of awareness, hunter magic, gardening, foraging, surviving, that type of thing. So what I'm saying is that we're talking about powerful medicine. And then the last thing I had to say was simply that, like the bridges falling down in Minnesota, I think it was, like they had these major collapsing, and everybody says that these highways are just beat to hell. And it's like this, for them not to fund, it's going to cost a lot of money, but it's like this. Back in the 30s, there was the Conservation Corps, and that offered people a lot of opportunity for training and construction of some of the major works projects of that era. And it did help. It was kind of a socialistic program, but what do you want to do? Borrow from your country or from China? So, because that's going to be the next option. They'll fucking bond our bridges, and
depends on how cheap it is.
You've heard they're good at bridges in Africa, bridges in Jamaica. They just get a big debt going, and they kind of colonize. So I don't really have a point there, but you guys got me going. Anyway,
right on.
We can do better.
On. Yeah, when it comes to go ahead.
I hope you guys laugh when I say this, but I do have to do it sometimes. Although these opinions are fun, they do not reflect this of the channel. Although I do agree with a lot with what's being said, they are each member's opinion, and I do respect each and everybody's opinion. That's why I let it fly.
Thank you. A free speech forum should come with little tinfoil hats and, you know, a little bit of respect for the fact that obviously we are only speaking our point of view and maybe even our opinion in a dialogue with other people that we would not have otherwise. So if you want to come at us with some type of harebrained militancy, that's not what this is about. We're all in it together. So it's like
Well,
this. Let's
believe
not
it or not, guys, and I don't like to say this, I have been flagged every fucking episode since my return.
Holy shit.
Even
Yo,
last,
Eagle.
my fucking the video that I uploaded earlier of the unboxing got reported.
Well, good
that's
for
kinda
you.
strange.
That means you're doing something right, Eagle. That means you're doing something right. And somebody is just like so offended.
That's the only reason why I kind of threw the disclaimer out there. That was it. You know,
But honestly,
yeah.
Eagle, you're probably the only place where like you're like an American that believes in freedom of speech. You know, this is fully unedited. Everyone can say whatever they want to say. Come on here. They just got to do the spotlight. That's the only thing. Once you do the spotlight, you got the key to the weed nerd world. But you're allowed to say whatever you want. I mean, you might get hate from other people for saying it, or people might not agree, but that's okay. It's just our opinions, you know. So don't take our opinions as the truth. If you find something we say helpful, then use it. If you think it's bullshit, then think it's bullshit. That's okay. But just try to spread positivity to as many people as you can, you know.
Yeah.
I'm only saying this because I love you, not because I hate you. I'm just saying anybody in this chat, the only reason I'm sharing my time with you is because I love you in some way, not because I hate you. Because otherwise I got lots of people to love. Go ahead there, Big Dave.
See, now that makes a great point. That's just what I was going to say. In today's society, the world's so crazy. This is literally the only kind of atmosphere, Eagle, and thank you community, where the right and left can get together, where their opinions are completely different. And at the end of the day, we're all here having a conversation, sharing our opinion and talking to each other the next day. And I respect that. You can't really find that in today's world, man. That's another great thing about this community. I like it so much. You know, you can have a different opinion. And I'm sorry, I really don't judge anybody by, you know what I mean? Just because we got two different opinions. You know what I'm saying? Let's smoke a fatty. Let's talk about something we have an opinion on.
If we all agreed, there would never be any progress. There would never be any progress.
But you don't find this community anywhere else, Eagle, besides I've found it mainly on your channel, and whatever other channel does stuff like this, talks, have their open things. And, you know, it's, and I'm seeing it more and more in a lot of different communities and things like that. And I'm grateful for it, man. You know,
Well, topics like this, what we've talked about tonight, I feel that they're important, and everybody, like I said, everybody's opinion. And there's only up until, I think you've seen it lately, and I'm not even going to say when it was or who it was or whatever. It isn't until a topic is focused on a person, or I feel some type of hate being directed, like it's being spotlighted, that's the only point where I will draw a line, because I will not fucking spread hate. You know what I mean? Right. Or narrow it down on like, go get them on like that. That I'm not like that. But your opinions on a subject or a matter that affects everybody, you should have your 2 cents worth. That's the way I feel about it. Because I say that only because I see the other side of it. You know what I mean? I get the DMs that, I get the comments. They go, why you let that go on? Why didn't you say nothing? Almost every time I'm like, do your spotlight. You know what I mean? Your opinion matters to me too. I'm not gonna, you can come on here, you have your right to say just as much as everybody else. And that's the way I grew up, man. It's just, I actually grew up with friends where we would literally fist fight nights, days, and fucking the next day or thereafter sit right down and be like, hey, brother, I'm sorry about that. We should probably talk that shit out. But we fucking talked it out. We didn't let that matter. We let whatever matter we were fighting about die at that moment. We walked away from it. And then we started anew. And that's the way I feel about this show should be. We should be able to throw it all out there, say our goodbyes, click this shit and fucking come back tomorrow with a fucking new joint, a new fucking attitude, and a
Speaking
new
of that,
topic, and be able to fucking take off with whatever.
I mean,
Speaking
think about it, dude. It's
even-
like Buddha Boy was saying how important this plant is earlier. It's this plant, the cannabis plant, that's bringing all of us together, no matter like how different we are with all of our differences. That brings us to this one place where we can all agree on something. But like the same thing with your channel too. Like I was talking to someone, I'm not going to mention their name, but I was like, oh, how come you haven't been on the Weed Nerd World in a while or whatever? And he's like, oh, it's because this person's always on there and I don't like this guy and what he believes. And I'm like, well, dude, just you don't have to listen to everything he says or pay any attention to him. Like, it'd just be cool to see you, because I respect the guy and I like seeing him on the panel, but he was just telling me he doesn't like coming on because some guy's always on here that he doesn't like. But I was like, well, dude, you should just get over that and come on here every once in a while.
sorry to offend you guys. You know, I'm glad you guys still have me on here.
Well, I'm gonna get.
I'm surprised I'm still on here too, man. Trust
I was
me.
gonna say we're all waiting for a ban from some invisible entity, because we're not gonna piss off Eagle because he's kind of our friend. We wouldn't want to piss you off. First, this is a
100%.
stupid thing to say. It's not even an issue, right? But here's the deal. Sometimes there are disputes, and let me tell you, if I disagree with somebody on the panel, and I've had only a couple of those, you can be darn certain that we're friends. You know?
Yeah, and I hope you guys, and I love seeing everybody hash it out too. You know, that's
Just
the
saying we
important
work
part.
it out. And I
Yeah.
love that. I love those people. I love their opinion.
so
And yeah,
important, bro.
they pull me out of my shell, and but it's like this. Without those people, then you don't get the grit and the sand in the clam that makes the pearl, the oyster. So anyway.
Sure. I agree with that 100%, man. But like I said, what other community do you see this really going on? It's like so many different opinions, and yet I don't know who you're talking about. I don't hate anybody, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like the next day, just smoke a joint, man. Let's relax it, and that's what I see in this community. Like we all have different opinions. At the end of the day, we're all still friends. At the end of the day, we're all still friends. You don't see that in too many other, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? Sections of society. You go out there, you got a different opinion, you're a fucking enemy. You know what I mean? You're this, you're that. Here, whatever. That's your opinion, man. That's what I like about it. I believe it's all due to the flower, man. Like I said, if the world could smoke a joint every day at 420 together, I bet you the world would be a lot better fucking place, man. A lot better place.
Yeah, I agree.
You hit the nail right on the head, man. You can see that. Go to any cannabis event, especially a bigger event, and you will see every walk of life. You will see almost every heritage, and they're all there because of the plant. No opinions aside, you know what I mean? And it always works.
Yes, sir.
Everybody has a great time.
But I do know this: people still do hold animosity towards other people in the community for no real reason. And if that's how it's going to be, then like I don't know. I don't really like to be a part of a community where some people are hiding their hate for other people in our community. So if it's me, then like tell me that you don't like me, that type of shit. Let me know so I could fucking understand why you don't like me. Like, don't leave it unknown, and then just like have your opinion because you don't know the facts. So find out the facts about a person first, and then see if you really like them or smoke with them, like how they're saying. But if you don't like me that much, okay, I'm gonna spend my time thinking about nobody.
The bomb, bro.
Yeah, Green Figures is a really cool dude. He's complex. He drops the science on us, right? First, he drops the silence, and then he drops the science.
Yeah,
so I have a lot of respect for this guy. I see him doing shit that, a lot of those, quote, whatever they call them, don't even do. He's got himself a greenhouse. He's got himself plants up the wazoo. He's got seeds. He's got a mom that loves him. And he's a cool dude.
Green Figures, what I always tell myself, and my boss is putting a sticker on my truck, the middle finger, and it says, fuck the haters. I don't know what to tell you, man. Fuck the haters.
Yeah, that's my sentiment. Honestly, I'm going to say it with you, Big Dave. Let's all say it. Fuck the fucking haters.
Fuck
You
the
ain't ever
haters.
gonna beat me.
Yeah,
at
don't worry
anything,
about
so
the
get
haters.
lost.
Yeah, worry
Guys,
about the
I'm
people who
feeling
have your
kind of
back.
shitty today.
Are they
Honestly.
really? Are they really part of the community with all that hate? Don't get me wrong, man. Everybody's got a little bit of hate at a point in time where they get frustrated in life and they're angry, frustrated. But you know what? My medicine sets me free. No, no,
Yeah,
my medicine sets me free.
don't hate me because I grow the plant. Hate me because I'm beautiful, motherfuckers. Like, hate me because I can pull your girl. Hate me because I can pull your girl every night of the week. But like,
Hey,
don't hate me because I grow better than
I'll
you.
give you every other day.
This is my thing about
Green fingers.
Eagle. He's a licker, not a biter. He's a lover, not a fighter.
Yo, Eagle, I was gonna say the
Both.
reason like a lot of your things might be getting flagged, I heard, is if you even say like the word coronavirus or COVID, it automatically gets like flagged now. And I know we've said that today a bunch of times, so this is for sure probably gonna get flagged. But then also, Green Fingers, question for you. I seen you holding a tag earlier, and I seen you with a sour something. What was the strain?
Which
I think
one?
you
I
got
have
two
two.
different ones.
Yeah, sour animals and sour apple. Sour
Oh,
animal cookies and sour apple.
the sour apples one I seen. Do you have that plant with you? Like, can we check that one out? I want to see what that would look like.
I'm hoping that's what I find in that sangria.
I'm thinking that if Eagle wasn't going to get a check for you saying the COVID, I might have gotten him a check for saying the F word in such a profound way. But I can't think that way.
I don't think it's none of the above, to be honest with you, because I've tested the theory. To be honest with you,
yeah, they flagged your
I'm
light one too. So if they flag
I've
that,
tested the theory.
Because Kwame Brown, I mean, I shouldn't even say his name, but another guy on YouTube does videos, and he's really controversial. But he learned in the first 3 minutes of his life, if he says a cuss word, they'll flag him. But if he waits 3 minutes,
I've heard
then
that.
he could cuss his ass off all he wants. And so like that's the only thing.
But that would get me right in the title, right off
Yeah,
the bat.
so like if you
and I've tested that theory. I've tested the fuck theory. I've tested the fuck theory. If you go back, I can't even know. I tell you what episode of it, but there is one episode where I completely pushed the fuck barrier. I played Wheeler Walker. I played multiple songs with fuck in the title and singing it. I personally said fuck. I don't know how many times. I encouraged chat to say fuck. You know what I mean? And as far as like the other trigger words we tried to use, you know what I mean? That I've tried to sneak them in. You know what I mean? Without, you know what I mean? Just as a personal observation, try to sneak in words and shit like that to see if it will throw the flag and they can sail under the radar. That fuck episode, I thought for sure would get me one. Nada. I couldn't
You know what I
believe
find
it.
funny, Eagle, is every episode I've been on, like at the very beginning, it says you must be 18 or older to watch, continue or whatever. I'm like, ah, damn, I was on it, so I got to be 18 or older. But all the rest, it doesn't say that. But any episode that I've been on, it's like, yep, this one you must be 18 or older to watch.
Flagged episodes will say that. The episodes that are flagged will say that.
Now, how does a video get flagged? Is somebody reporting it, or is it?
I don't really want to give out the exact instruction and to-do list.
3 people keep always unliking your video. There's 3 people that keep doing it, and I'm wondering if those are the people. You know what I mean? I always see it. There's 3. There's this consistent 3 people, and I'm like, oh,
if you got to report the show, you don't like it that much. Change the channel, man.
Yeah, don't even look at it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like
whoever it is, whatever it is, they ain't smoking enough weed. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's somebody who's jerking the chain. It doesn't take very much to jerk somebody's chain, but some people are just jerks. What do you expect them to do? So in other words, let's not take that personal. We're trying to get the show off the ground.
Good point. Yeah.
Forward and don't look behind.
Yeah, there's so many people that have their podcasts, and so many people dislike it. So whatever. Yeah.
Again, the way I look at it, it's the same way I looked at the conversation tonight. They have their opinion. flat out. I'm not gonna lose my sleep about it. I'm gonna wake up and not even think about it. The only reason why I even know half the time is I get the damn fucking email. Other than that,
Oh,
I wouldn't be looking for it. I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even know. If I could actually, I should spam YouTube. I should spam that email. That way, I just don't even see it anymore. I wouldn't even fucking know.
you know, Eagle, I just think it's ironic because, I'm not going to overemphasize this or like try to, you know, flatter you, but I'm saying you've been working hard and you work hard to get past the 500, quote 500. And you've even expanded the show as you go, you redefine the parameters of it a little bit as you go. I'm just saying, this is just kind of like the stuff that happens in life. But the people who are kind of the passengers, the people who are kind of in the chat and the people who are in the panel here, um, for the most part, and I'm going to say actually all of them, they're pretty great people. And even if sometimes we do get a little sideways with each other or misrepresent ourselves, because a lot of times a guy will be posturing or angry or something like that. And it really doesn't, reflect how he feels or how he treats his wife or how he interacts with his children so I'm just saying it's not worth get all hyped up about, because you know what, that person who you may not be seeing eye to eye with today, it might take a while, but 6 months down the road, you guys be chat friends, you guys be like covering each other's back, so that little bit of an obstacle. I'll tell you something that's funny, and this is what I do. When somebody who is a jerk to me at some point, when he comes and subscribes to my to my Instagram, I look at it as a small victory, because either he's keeping track of me, which is kind of weird, or he's just enjoying himself and checking it out, which is really what I hope. So, I'm just saying, some people aren't going to warm up to you immediately, but they see what you do, see how you conduct yourself. They realize you're kind of the kind of person they are. And pretty soon you have something in common with them. I'm going to use an analogy within the Instagram again. You give them a like, they give you a like, and you build this rapport. And pretty soon it's all likes. And that's kind of like what's neat about that, because it actually emulates the human physiology and the need for intimacy and affirmation. So I'll let you go on that one.
Yeah, there's nothing that you're gonna gain from fear or hate. As the only thing that you'll gain out of that is holding yourself back. That's for sure. It's not gonna change anything as you move forward in your life. Why waste your energy on it? That's the way I see it.
Yep. I agree, man. Everyone on this panel, I think, is like a cool person. I got respect for everyone on this panel's opinion. I mean, this is my first time ever meeting Big Day 420. He seems like a cool guy. We're having a good time here. And then, like, same thing with everyone in chat. Everyone in chat that I've ever said hello to or followed on Instagram or just seen on the show, they've all been cool people too. I've had my disagreements with certain people on here, but like, we've settled them. There's not one person on here that I hate or I wouldn't be able to have a conversation with right now. I mean, I've had people slander me and this and that, but that's just a part of life. And they're probably going through something. You never know what someone's going through. That's the thing. Like, my friend, he just lost his 13-year-old son. And I was like, dude, like, I honestly don't even know what to tell him. I haven't talked to him. Like, we've talked a little bit, but I haven't like brought it up or anything. It's just like, I don't even know what to say, because I couldn't even imagine going through that. But it's just like, I don't know, man. You never know what someone's going through when they're saying that. And usually when someone's talking shit about you, they're saying how they feel about themselves. So just try to be positive and don't take shit so personal. And I just hope everyone in chat gets along. And for the most part, they do. I think that's the great thing about Eagle's community that he's built. It's a place where people can go and people aren't just saying like completely bullshit, stupid shit in the chat, or at least hateful shit.
Well, I've never seen, I mean, I can't say it's never happened, but I've never seen hate in the chat, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Like I've always said, man, it's hard to keep up. I try my hardest to keep up and type in with the conversation. My eyes ain't too good. And I'm like, man, you motherfuckers chatting away, man. Like, look how fast that shit's going. I can't even read it. But I've always seen, that's why I like this community. Everybody gets along to help. Somebody asks a question. If the panel don't answer it, fuck the chat answers it. Like the community is just great, man. I don't get where the hate is. And like I said, wherever the hate is and the haters, motherfuckers just need to take another dab, fucking smoke another fatty. You know, I love using the phrase that Roster Jeff does, man. Do a fat dab and give your mom a hug, man. Like his love. You know what I'm saying? Let's get along and, you know, whatever. We're all gonna have different opinions, man. Just respect one another. And you get that in this community, man. That's what I like about it. It's what really drawn me in even more, besides helping me grow my own medicine, and it's the love of the community, man. You know what I mean? Everybody's trying to help everybody, even on your times down and everything.
Show us your jar of weed, Big Dave.
Which one do you want to see?
Any of them, man. All of them. See, that's a man. A man who's got a freaking 2-gallon jar of freaking weed is my friend.
You gotta hit us
awesome.
with the dab song in 5 minutes, Eagle. We need the dab song.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
mama needs a dab.
What is that? Some type of Afghani dog?
It's a tangy, platinum tangy. It's something.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. Man, that's a lot bigger than most tangy cuts, honestly.
No, it was real gassy, and that's why I liked it. And I don't know, it's got a little bit of gas, but it's like real sweet. I can't even put my hand on it. And this is the cream.
That's some good looking bud. You've got some skills, buddy.
Hey, Eagle.
This is the cream.
Oh,
have you come across an episode where I was drunk and talking shit yet? Because I've been trying to find it. I know it's not. I'm being humble here. I'm being honest here. I
can find one where I'm drunk and talking shit. It's like 4 out of 5 of them. Finally, today I'm not drinking, so you get to sober me. But yeah,
dude, I love having you up in here,
bro.
I love having you up in here, Ancho.
Thank you, man. But there was a time I got down on here, and I even told Eagle, like, look, dude, just remove my episode from here. I want nothing to do with the internet or the wormhole. And he's like, no, dude, that's not how it works. Like, you're a part of the Weed Nerd family, dude. But like, I don't know.
It's like a family album.
I've got so many people mad at me because of that fact. I've had at least
sucker.
And I've said that like across the board. I'm like, nah.
Live with no regrets, guys. This is all small potatoes.
Yeah, and it's the greatest. It's the best community to fuck up in. I'm not gonna lie. You guys are so forgiving and so nice. You know?
That's the best part of this community.
What you guys are just talking about, and again, I hate even bringing it up because I feel like I'm skipping a record at this point. Is no, Gus, I don't. If there was an episode, I don't fucking take note of it. You know what I mean? I'm not keeping. You know what I mean? That shit is behind me. I'm looking to the forward. You know, I'm not.
Yeah, I know that. I know
so
that.
If there's an episode,
it's my self-inventory. That's all.
You know.
No, I know you're like that, dude. You're a legit motherfucker, man.
You know, I respect it, and everybody that comes on here. I'm not, you know, even if you guys said something that I didn't like, I was still gonna fucking suck it up and click that admit. I'm sorry, you know what I mean?
Bro, what's the coolest thing is
I respect you like that.
You'll send a message like, "Yo, check out this book." That's what I got when I was on the show and I was like getting all hot and heated about money or something. You said, "Hey, check out Rich Dad Poor Dad." Listen to it a couple times, and I did, dude. And I was like, "Oh, damn!" Like, you know, like I get your point of view. It just helped, man. It was really cool. You know, like instead of you being like, that's a stupid way to look at things, you said, hey, read this, check it out, you know? So I appreciate that big time.
I don't even like to be like that because, you know, I listen to a lot of influential people that, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm high and tired. Gurus kind of type thing. But Jim Rohn, I mentioned another one earlier was Les Brown. Jim Rohn's another one, and he's one of them guys that he's if you haven't listened to him, you should. And one of the things, and even I said it that night, you should never ever uh, tell somebody they should do something because it gives them the feeling like you're
Suggested.
asserting a point, and or pointing out a wrong.
Yeah.
Suggest I can only suggest that, hey, you maybe like this book. You know what I mean? And I think that's the way I put it that night too. So, you
Yeah,
might
you did.
like this book, or
Yeah, and
did.
it came from kind of a spewing conversation. It was very heated, and it kind of was like one of those things where you're like, hey, take a look at this, take a perspective change for a second, because maybe it's not healthy for me to be looking at it this way. That's how I looked at it. Was like, you were really like, you didn't say I should, but you did suggest it, you know what I mean? And I appreciate that big time, because a lot of people have a problem with pointing things out, what's wrong with them or something. And when it's just a suggestion that could actually help them get, maybe a little bit of an answer. And that totally helped, dude, for sure.
And look where you're at right now, man. I mean, we've all been going through changes, especially during like the COVID. I've seen so many people on this panel like just grow and evolve. Like, you sound coherent right now. I assume you're not drunk and fucked up right now, but even if you are, that's fine too. But like, it just seems like you've grown a lot since then, and it seems like everyone on here has grown a lot since then, honestly.
Yeah.
Whereas like a bunch of other people I look at on social media or just around in the world, it seems like they're going down a different path. But everyone here on Eagles panel seems to be trying to elevate in one way or another.
Dude,
I mean, we all have our ups and downs in life, but why do we fall to learn how to pick ourselves back up,
That's actually a very big point there, dude. I mean, like you said, like if you look around in all other areas of social media and stuff, everybody's kind of pointing their shit in the wrong direction and kind of egging on the wrong idea of things. When we're here, we actually kind of take on that Eagle standpoint. I mean, honestly, Eagle, you've influenced it more than anybody. It's your fucking podcast, but just the general, like, hey, you don't fucking judge somebody, and hear them out at least once, before you cast them out and say it's complete garbage. I mean, at least listen to them and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, make sure it's not garbage. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot that's happened here in the past few months, man. Yeah, for sure. And thanks. I mean, it's crazy because it's a social thing, and like you said, every other social direction has kind of been going south. But here in the Eagle community, the Weed Nerd Nation, we've been kind of sticking strong and really backing each other up. It's I mean, I see a very positive thing happening with everybody up in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see too many people getting far off the path if they keep coming and stuff. Like, I feel like, they get answers like through that social interaction, like what Buddha Boy was talking about. There we go.
All right, guys, let's take our dabs. Quit snapping each other up in the ass. I gotta get to bed, man. I got shit I gotta do, man. But I do, man. I love you guys for coming. You guys make this thing. It has shifted directions in a few times, and that's because I'm trying to let it grow with what happens here. The people that grow here, you guys make this happen. We're doing, we're seeing, and that's why I do shout outs every night. I'm grateful for all your opinions. I'm grateful for everybody that participates. And that list's gonna fucking continue to grow. I'm gonna fucking continue to try my best to fucking, unless it gets to be like a fucking hour long, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? At that point, I may try to figure out a way to shorten it up or whatever, do something. But at this point, I ain't gonna automate that shit because it's the same thing. You gotta be fucking grateful. You have to say you're grateful. You can't live on the bullshit. You know what I mean? There's people on that list that has came and go, got an attitude with other people for whatever reason. And I'm sorry, guys, I have to show up and open it up. So if I'm that guy, I just fucking
Impossible. Mission impossible.
Eagle, I've been trying as hard as I can to fucking derail your show by being an anarchist, and it just doesn't work.
And if Retro takes it over, Eagle will shut it down.
Well, Eagle,
situational anarchy. It's like, it's called situationalism. It was like a form of art, but protest. So it's like, I protest everything that fucking tries to define me. I'm not asking for your permission. I'm asking you to get the fuck out of the way.
Eagle, I'll be the first one. Let you get your stuff done. And thank you for what you did with that community. For what you guys did. It was a pleasure talking to you. You actually talk shit. Have a great conversation. It's all love, guys. Everybody, have a great Saturday.
Have a good night, Big Dave. It was nice
Big
meeting
Dave,
you.
peace out, brother.
Ciao, guys. Love,
Hey,
love,
really
love.
good hanging with you, bro.
Always,
Sorry.
always. I wish I could do it more with you guys, man. I consider this like family. You know what I mean? I always say that whenever I catch it. Oh, shit, family time.
It's like Thanksgiving.
The real situations are real. The people here, I believe, are genuine. You know what I mean? The community has brought me through a lot. So I'm very grateful for it, and I hope it never goes anywhere. So
Same to you, brother.
God bless.
Catch y'all on the flip side.
Yeah, man. Be good.
Have a good night. Cheers.
That guy's cool. I never met Big Dave before, and he is I got to know him real quick. Like, he has a big heart, and he can grow some good weed. I can see that, and he's actually a hardworking man. So respect.
I remember what you're saying, Eagle. You got
Oh, careful there.
Drink. Yeah, but I do have to get to finishing up my evening. But I am.
Right, I'll be the next to sign out, guys. See you later, Eagle, Buddha Boy, Robert Green,
Hey.
Gus. It was nice talking with all you guys tonight. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and even better tomorrow. So see you guys later.
Likewise.
Be careful on that motorbike, dude. Wear your helmet.
I don't know how to be careful, but I'll try for you, Buddha Boy.
Please do. Please do. I want to see you next week.
I'll be back. See you guys later. Have a good Halloween.
Adios.
You too.
Later, guys.
Respect.
I'm going to bow out next because Eagle and I always just want to hang and talk, but he's got work to do, and I'm not going to do my work because I'm too lazy. Just
And he's still halfway through the shout out, so
that's
I'm
right.
gonna hop out.
So,
I'm gonna hop out too.
All right, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Love you, Eagle. Love you,
Love you,
Robert.
Eagle.
Love you, chat.
Love you.
Be good.
Love you.
Sorry for
Love all
being
you guys,
an ace.
man.
Yep, leaving.
Yes, have a good one.
Peace.
Peace, brother. Man, I miss SoCal. I gotta have at least one fucker. One fuck you fucker. Hopefully, SoCal, you are doing well. I miss you, brother. Well, it is time for the shout outs, guys. Get them in order here. The order I think they should go. Order of flow. I just realized I was muted. That's funny. What did I say? All right, let's get some music going so we can get these shout outs going. Let's sometimes I crack even myself up. What we listen to on our way out, man. This coffee is not doing me justice, though. I need some juice for the shout outs. Those grape juice tonight. This morning. Oh, yeah. Concord grape. I need every taste bud in my mouth just shot out some juice. Fucking delicious. Delicious. All right, what are we listening to? Oh, by the way, Bob Proctor's another good one. Jim Rohn, if you haven't listened to him, another great listen. The word I was looking for when I was stumbling and high was mentors. Again, Les Brown, Eric Thomas is another great one. You can go a lot back further to Napoleon Hill, even more so. Let's see, there's some other great ones that I'm missing. Too many great mentors. Just journey on down that list, take where YouTube takes you on that, and you'll find a lot of great advice, life advice / business advice. It all applies in many directions in your life. So, and then if you're looking for some other great lessons, Ellen Watts, a lot of great philosophy lessons. It's where a lot of my time goes. You know, I do enjoy gardening. I do enjoy diving deeper into the organics, but I'm a firm believer anybody can grow this plant. The knowledge and what's going on in that pot is nothing but a bonus, but life is much deeper than what goes on in organics and everything else. That's kind of why I started doing this show, is because there is so much more deeper in our lives. Great people, reasons to be here. Anyway, enough about mentors. Goodwill bullshit. It's not bullshit. But, all right, let's see what we can find here. YouTube's been kind of in that loop where it's repeating a lot of bullshit. Or again, not bullshit, but like Ellie King here. I love her music, but I've listened to it about 500 times today. Not good tune, so let's pretty reckless. We haven't listened to them. Shout out to Pretty Reckless. I'm just gonna try to skip along ahead as I read out. Some may be some good songs, some may be good, some bad songs, but it's gonna be something to shout out to. Ooh, I love mud. My music tastes go everywhere. No one genre. This chick's cute. Sub cool, D's House of Dake, my law, 710, Scarecrow 420, Green Thumb Bump, Christina MG 89, Unplug 705, Medical, McGullough, Cuddy, Rick T, the Rebel, the IG 207, Thingy Inside, Selena's, Dave's Not Here, Tom Spook, Greg Walker, Mendo Dope, T Dog, Young Beetle, Red Eye Jedi, Rose, Mother Nature, Dustin Conway, Duckweed, Runboy 7426, Justin Gurler, Strongman, Oki Grower 75, Corey Trevor, Michael Wallace, Mole Vision 420, Who's Your Cat Daddy Taco, Down Slug, Rick S, Into Bushes 827, James Siemens, Kevin Hahn, World's Last Hope, Pat Sven 420, Biomerger, Dirt Road Duke, Kanashiba, Jose Ramirez, Red Eye Rustler, Dab Goblin, Dr. Balls, Lightyear, Acetone 710, Canuck, Can of Queen Genetics, Savvy Tanaze, Fumidor, Dirtman Dan, Keith of Black Sales, Mr. Rosilis, Them Premium Gardens, Rasta Bob, Rasta Jess, Soiled Roots, Samal Tube, Tyler, Frosty Buds, Norm, Michigan Micro, Ouija Buds, Dub T Roy, Big Jar Rolls, JC, Modern Genetics, SoCal Weed Nerd, John, Last PPJ 15, Green County Grower, CJ Apple, Perfectly Imperfected, Dollar Tree Grower, T1 Production, Stank Grower, DOA Grown Meds, Miss Nudie Grows, I Grew Some, Johnny Cannon Seed, Nutrient Shootouts, Naughty Nicky, Zoe and Slammer, Pixel Monkey, St. Bernard's Observation Booth, Clover 420, High Spy 25, or High Spy Aldridge 25, Miss Madam T, Stu Moo, Mo Grower, The Cannon Crate, Loki Gross, Sess, This Guy, Burton 79, 79, Polish Hammer, Midwest Outlaws, Voodoo Ultras, Fresno Nerds, Cali Connection, Wolverine Grows, Big Jar Grows, Jimmy One for Life, laid way back for D Block, MMP Nations Creations, Amber Lonic, Psychedelic Warlock, Artist LD, Sir Sticky Rob, Big Day 420, Rob, Big Day 420, Brent Wendell, Big Ed 1961, Matawane G3, The Green Click, JK Triple G, Mr. Sprinkly, Brittany, Tyler Teasley, Hope Farms, Lisa G, John, B2 Crazy for You, BGW G420, Dr. Boswell, Purple Thumb OG, Arthro Sensimedia, Arthro Just Page 420, Beach Coast Pro 420, Sir How, Trade Alone, Keep It Real, Hagerton 420, Seb Zeppelin, Audit Everywhere, BT, Double D, Girls, Bingus, Green Buffett Man, Alex Boyk, Cephalite, School of Crop, Cause I Love It, Green Mountain Grower, Southwest Okie, Real 100, 212, Andy Man, Miranda Family Farms, Page Farms, Meow Flower, Brian Henderson, Green 13, No Sell About Wins, Kingdom of Michael Pondix, Indra, Michigan Native, Mary Jane Medgardens, Dreamer 77, Double D, Bad Running Nutrients, Mr. Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs from 619 to 664, Spaniard Kruger, Jones and Grow, Pop G Grows, Rats, Amy Drove Grows, Cast, the Grow From Your Heart podcast, Lee Luna, Green Men Flag, Jeremy Ryan, Miranda, Stony Creek, Lost Art, Mr. No One, LG 420, Giant Mike, Prometheus Oil, Jason Eystone, P. Win, David Colby, Mason 662, Scroggy McScroggers in the fourth, Goddess Grows, Kaylee Burrows, Chad Brad, Family Farms, Polly P, Kevin Jodry, Mike Honcho, UGA, Green Tree Hunter, Kush Cloud, Joshua Seansland, Organic Homebloods, Warren Nelson, Cam Wood, Show Love Always, Kelly Stone, Texas OG, Chuck Norris, Sarges, Claire Fresno, Happy Guy, Dan the Indoor Man, Gomi, Homies, Hamilton, Smoke, Clip, Smoke, Keystone, Hamilton, Grown, Clip, Smoke, Keystone, Cannon Flag, PA, Big High, 710, Eugene Relays, H. Screw, Hustle, Fred Dark, Carlos, North Arizona, Beer Girl 420, Noah Sellout, Jesse White, Gastain Yeti, Introvert Genetics, So Jay Vixen, Robin, Killer 8 Mo, James Buttercream, C Dub from NorCal, The Pharmacy, Steve Bank, Deadhead, Smoky 616, Matt, or Curtis Mayhead, Matt Myron, Morte, Rick Heyman, Stephanie Doran, Sam the Seeds, Fab Carries K, Mike Rubles, The Drew Bear 420, Maxi 751, Lawrence Gonzalez, Slow to Get Up, Stu Move, Pop Ghost 719, Bake with Shake, Baby Old Smoke, PW, Seed Grown Buzz, Lord Wash, Miss Weed Blunt, Old School Grower. I like this song. I don't care what you say. Lower Wash, Mitch Weedblunt, Old School Grower, Chad Westport, Franco Grown, Florida Nugs, My Little Piece of Heaven, Pugent Sound Seeds, Goliath Grow, Richard T, Chrissy Wannabe, Mr. Soul, Boot Spectrum Gone, God, Lori Hanson, Real 2000 Years of Tradition, Mia, Mr. D. Conley, Pimp Jam Me, Bodie Face, Show Me Sasquatch, Fuck Google and You, I'm Going Well, Canadian Restore, Poor Dirt Farmer, Carl Wright, Zephyr, Humble Farms, Tanning Farm, Seldom Seen, Oak Park Garlands, Hell 9782, Skunky Packs, Martial Artist 2012, Michael Slave Hefner, Daniel McDizzle, Medically Fit, KGB, Robert Mr. Greenfingers, Motherfucking Tynomus, Rancher Coast Clunky, Munching, Monkey Balls, Andrew Champion, Bobby Lynn Meats, Trench Digger, Mr. Mac, Tony Like Baloney, Billy S, Weed Peace, Tater Delicious, Minty Country Roots, Huron Fire Genetics, Earth Creeper, Big Ray 420, Teeny 101, Bugs and Hazards, Mr. Club 14, Bearded B-Man Farm 616, All Up North, Max Groom and Ruby, Timothy McKimmons, Neo, Justin Bean, Soprano Gate 8, Fat Belly, Real, Jennifer Steele, Canvas 03, Turf Farmer, Shannon Stevens, Carlitos, Latinos, Gator Country, Mr. Speed, Wolfstein, Firesaw, Wally Wilkie, The Goddess Grows, Rasta Bob, White Feather Grows, Burning Shrooms, Stone Grows Dank, K-Man Grows, BX Gunna 81, Smith, Dude, Noob Grows, Sean McCann, Jade Monk, Stink Agenda, Walla Walla Can Grow, Fall Dog, Huron Council, Alyssa's Parish Rockford, Justice Make 420, Ben, Fresh Grove, Driving Herbs, High Boy, Your Mailman Grows, We Be Growing, Australian Grown, Love for the Plant, Argo Milligan, Smart Poker, Unfrozen Caveman, Hawaii's Highest, Surf Craft, Michael Groove, Jeff Lowenfoes, Mobius Gold, Stank Brownies, Dan D. Elliott, Harkins, Mystic Flavor, The Foraging Gardener, Overwater, Overkill, Seattle Seed, Shadow Warrior, Valley Green 514, Amelia Jensen, Oz Indica, Dr. MJ Coco, Brandon Russ, Matthew Gates, D's, Bags, Drone, Sarah, Shotgun Willie, Dank Yoda, Jay Simmons, Sturbro Goes, Black and Miss Crew, DJ Conley, Aaron the Grower, Late 1978, Michigan Grown Buds, Your Boy, Roy Boy, Delta 9, Jake McDaniels, Collecting Miss 420, Sinky Colas, Dylan Steinfort, PFC Farms, Husky Garden, Sun Grove 707 J.A. Road, J420. Cascadian Grove, Cetos McGee, Forward Plants, A Weed Works, Captain Scrawled, Skunky Bugs, Hans Warrior, Jackie Young, Terry Lee, Live, McGasser, Tempe, Annie N.D., Urge Green Jr., Leon from All Purpose Plus, Green Curse, 11 Smiles, 11, Bindu Buds, 311 Mix Up, and Kender Grows, Evergreen Haze, G Friends Tree, MMJ, Matt S, Say Ball, Dragonfly Beat, Justin Smeds, Travis Wells, Lucky Mike, Seattle Chronic Seeds, King Chronics, Titan from Blast Coast Seeds, Chango Gas, for Life, John Smith, Tommy Trico's, Boca Green Grass, Pop Little Slow Rose, Spike Pilots, Oscar Green Jr., Matt Silbert, Into 11, Stephanie V, Shark Pulley 989, Von Brown, Sovereign Garden, Stoner Nation 420, Joe Y Bugs 1313, Groner Painted Lady, Frank Booth, Jay Myers, The Mid, The Chat, Mr. Manny D, Bag C, Dr. DGC, Jeff Schroeder 911, Dutch Grows 420, Scallywag, Skillable 1, Medgrower 1, Empire Breeding Co., Ferroli, Lost Leaf, Liam Mass, Danny Danko, B Bear 7, Allie Noble, CK Tom Trinda, Looney Jester, Smoking with Small Town, Tim S, Mr. Lazy, Raptor Grows, Rob, Automation is Freedom, Robert Hazelton, Jordan Michigan Glory, Double Tap Farms, Mr. Green Thumb 420, 808, Rudy Prospects, the Cannon Bus Driver, Hayton Life, Kenny 710, Operation Grow, T Ben, TM 42696, Root Nuts 619, Dr. Scrambles, BB Moonrocks, GHF 88. Excuse me, why I bump ahead here. Oh, let's go. GHF J Bio Greens House, Self Grower 56. Hanky Stinky 420 OGKP, Ganjanana, Your Mama, Georgia Joe, Roy Rodriguez, Be Growing, Nature's Best Nugs, Killer Bee Grows, Ganja Wizard, Husky Gardens, Nut Tree 420, Dr. U, Soil 4 Life, Bully 4 Life, to Jeffro 42069, Viva 698, Dr. Franklin Booty, Goddamn, I'm awake, Ted's Test. The Riffin Fat Boy, Jack Green, 420, 420, Booms Farms, Charlie's Farm 420, Aldridge 25, Smiley's Gardens, JD Smith, D's Nugs, Smoking Grove, Fraser, Grove, Costi, Twisted Roots, Faded Farm 420, Jeff Durowski, Genetic Memory Farms, Evolve 420, Cameron, Mr. Bagseed, Joe Carter, Mystic March, Mystic Grower, Ginger Snaps, DTE, Rose, Rick Wolf, DLP 2372, Ned Denver, Mike Denver, Sergeant Pepper 420, Cam Trooper, Blind Cat 420, Light Up Again, Tim, UKSIF 420, Buddha Boy, Devin Shipwreck Medical, MJ, Budsville, USA, Resurrection Prophet, Chris Martinez, Dankman Dan, Dankman 420, Red Center Farms, Good Life, Tony Bell, Chicha B, Most Hated Grower, The Major John 420 Army, The American One, W Jigger 714, Strates, Kineo Genetics, Mountain Skies Ready to Hit That Hot Fire, Chris Mertz, Ian, Save Robbie, Sergeant Live, Hepafade Cam, Finger Lades Finest, Ridge Patch, Dozer, Moods, Other BT Grower, Choose Medical, Jer Bear, Plus One Mushroom, Secret City Pioneers, My Little 10, 2042 Spacewalker, Christian, Tree Mump, T. Barrington, Heart and Soul, Homegrown, Mike B, T. Dwayne, East Coast Will, Heidi Day, Galactic Gardens, John Smith, Elliptus, My Natural Farms, Pacific Northwest Seeds, Ross, Kaya, Paul, Lemon Oko, Trent, Rita's Juicy Life, 420 Grant, man, Mary Bound, Sammy Siddles, 9-inch Colas, Chris Smooth, DK Trades, Vision Creator, Guru, The Kind Brew, Kenna Nation, JJ Wire, Wob Wobbly, Sean Benz, Rescue Ready, Roadside LLC, Notorious Nugs, Magma Seats, Father and Son Trimming, Tutorial Sub Tank, Jose Ramirez, Perez, Doggo the Hut, 420, Buck, Chiba Man, GR 420, Community Videos, Detroit River Rat, Louis Garcia, Muckle P, AJ Everyday, Louis Garcia, Cheddar Bob 13, 420, Main Grower, Cookies, Coop Ken, Jay Kendricks, In for the Grill, Backwoods All Good, Salad Man 7, Adam Skankins, Chanel Simpsons, One Smoke Away, The Ganja Roads, Kazoo, Aaron Burning Shrooms, Lewis and Lincoln, Stinkin, Angel Studios, MG 420, Grow Temp, Paul Diella, John Fleming, Dankovich, Fibro, Flower, Polly P, Seldom Seen, Elevated, Lenny Organic, Sunman, Chiba Sunny, Jeff Pollock, Ricardo Sosa, Dan J, Earth Friendly Farming, Candy Forest Farmer, Fuck All That Be, The Misfit Grower, Jason Line 512, Snake Eyes, Northern 4466, Jason Greystone, Stoner Baker MD, Stoner Creek, Stony Creek, Russ Sonic, French Dweller, Tarzan, Superman, Old Man Hermit Hash, Freebird, Mo Grower, The Manigar, Simple Man, Survive One Time, Tim Blake, Golf Coach, Chronic, Sing Fat, Caballero, Polero, Harley Grove, Judd God, Jason Line 512, Steve Collins, Property Maintenance, Sharpie, Dylan Hayes, Scuba Steve Speech, J.R. Ream, Randy K, Scuba, Steve Collins, TCDR, Claire Gillian, Killian, Wardrobe Farming, Randy Grande, Pip 1000, Ace Boob 3223, Wake Up, Captain Freedom Bee, Puffer Smiles, 50 Digit, Michigan Ganja Mooch, Fred G, Super Bob, Broski 808, Weekend at Bernie's, K-Bag, Justin Station, Strong Style, Organic, Zippy, I Medic, Honesty, K-Hal, Me All Flower, Brent Poop, Chuck Hendricks, Newtons, KNT, Chris D, True Serum, Photos, Folk, Natty Dread, Barbara Matthews, Ancient Soul Grown, Kevin Jiu-Jitsu, Ken of Health and Happiness, Berserk 215, Collab, Low Cut, Ever, Trinity, Mo Manic, Med, Raz, Benchy, Helen, Huge Janus, James T, Atomic Spoon, Miss Jill, Big Daddy, LT Gardens, High Flyer, 420, Lobster Brush, Bro, Mother Tree, Maine, Red Pill, X-Boy, Your Boy, Roy Boy, Ecstatic, Shannon Gibbons, Ruhan, Rick W, Comfortably Numb, One Smoke Away, The 840 Show, Richard Lamb, Red Pill, 710, Where are you, brother? Cannabis Pursuit, K Rolling, Worthy Buzz, Logan Man, 81, Oil and Flower Podcast, Entourage Effect, Warren Dixon, Pink Lady Luck, Elmando 420, surrounded by Keith Brower from Fridge Dweller, Stink Fat, Happiness Without Gifts, Richard Forbes, David Pimenta, B4 P Funk, Nick T, John Reese, What About Bob, Prince Patty, Daniel Bergman, Green Puffin Man, B Dunkley, James Chun, Sarge Gross, 818, James Wade, John Wayne. What the fuck am I saying? Carolina Root Sister, Golden Hair, Deanna L. Dankarino, KNF Gardens, Blank 1030, Choose One, Only Feet from Crypto Dope, James Lamb, HIP Grower, Matt Javine, Dan Marino, Chronic Wonder, Sunrise Grow, Top Floor Genetics, Mole Vision 420, Can2 Cannabis, Jesse Fisher, My Dog Nelly, Rooster Farms, Alex Hardy Greer, Medi Cropper, Daniel Grows Photos, Mitten Grow Med, Sunrise Grows, Lexi, Brittany, and Koo, my baby girls. I love you girls more than anything in this whole world. No Limit 916, Grumpy Toad, Alchemist, and Cannon Minx, Soloborn Addiction, Roz, Joe, Alex D, Dirty Or Catfish, High Power, Thunder Dan will be here tonight. Don't forget, Thunder Dan, I'm counting on you, brother. Looking forward to hearing your story. Propagation Station, John McDaniels, Lisa Marie, Sarge Groats 818, Blaze Daly, Fried Piper, Perpetual, Eagle Proud Warrior, Sale Smiles for you, Frank Usada, the Dank Duchess, Kino, Kelly Maxwell, Captain 420, Frank Usada, Stink Fat, What About Bob, Ill Jester 420, Pop Shrooms, John Gorski, John Doe, Dungeon Gangsta, THC4, PTSD. Wish you would have showed up tonight, brother. T. Barrington, Honcho, Grown, Swamp Cat, Caballero, Canabinka, Best of Picas, Jendo, Miss Randy D, Canna Ferrari, 420, AB Normal, Frank Guerrero, Bare Feet, J. Brent, 74, CK Brown Guy, 420, Packager, 420, Bernie Terry, Maine, EA Gray Sun, Gross, 207, Hydro Daily, Hempwood, Gigi, Jamie Green, Supreme Grape, Sony Rockefeller, Caveman Cannabis, Brew City Sin, Hawaii Sustainable, Midnight Roots, Dead Cynic, Knuckles, Michael Paul, Michael P. What the fuck am I saying? Paulie B, Quick B, Nimble, Bud E, Kelly Watts, Paul E, Paul D, 4889. I'm gonna blame it on Cotton Mouth. Where the hell did my grape juice? Breather. I know, right? Oh, so good. All right. Paulie B, Quick B, Nimble, Michael D, 4889, Disbanded Brothers, Macilia Matt Joseph, Grace Medicine RX, Keith and Chief, Hydro Daily, Concerned American, Cannabis 411, Freedom of Speech, Dr. Joinsworth, Peace Tree, Conscious Sudoku, 710 is Oil Upside Down, Jesse Stevenson, Victoria, and if you didn't know that, is what a can of butter wave. There we go. What about Bob, Sacred Garden, Gus Gross, Slick Rick Egg, Dog Pounds, Dave in St. Louis, I moved Lot, Scott Saying Yeti, Ed Wren, MM Grown, Uncle Elmer, Off Grid Terps, Christopher 54, Last Predator, Matthew, SoCal, Sioux, Illinois, Man Beaters, Jink Proof Genetics, Dark Horse Genetics, Stoner Dude, Joel and Jen from Northstar Genetics, Caroline, Mr. Cry PTA, B13, Leo, Brood Beyond Perfection, XX Elite, GPXX, Uncle Stoner Dude, Crispy Treat Kitchen, Growers Paradise, LAD Grown, Iceni, Special Branch, Decoy Bacon, Mr. Scotto, Fresh Break One, Jay Allen, Bob Groves, Big Bob Groves, Jay Canna, or Jolly Canna, Australian Groves, Yucca 420 Gardens, Daniel Phillips, Mr. Nowhere Man, Selling Sally, Silly Seashells, Mike Steve, 562 Ganja, James Grissler, Green Ghost Genetics, Zen Zola, B. Benson, Astro Charlie, Sativa Smurf. I don't know why I get this caught up on that. Or GTCA, Bush Doctor, Dirty Hoe Gardens, TK, James T. Weaver, Grow Ohms, Corey Gagnon, Green Hill Farms, Hillbilly Herbs, Tasty Worm Turps, Skunky Brewster, YBF, Larry OG, Abolish Farms, Spartan Groans, Johnny Green Thumb 710, Michigan Wildflower, Seldom Seen Gambler, Todd O'Connor, DP 710, Caribou TV, Virginia Herbs, Red Primo, Equilibrium Genetics, Trophy Truck Skyway, Kevin O'Donnell, School of Crop, Stupid Trucker, eBay Bud Tender, The Glass Girl 420, Ted Nuggs, Matt Javine, Greg 77, Ted Nuggs, Skunk 8, Glassworks, Beast Mode 347, Mike, Atomic Skier, JMC 182, Justin Gucci, Webcam ... Baby Fat Dan, Sony, J Cooter, Biff 1000, Dan, Sony, Sunshine Farm, Daydream, Brad Starr, Mountain Larry, Scotty Nowhere, Justice Mick, Not Sure, Red Bear Farms, Two Dog Seeds, Butt Bug, Bungaloo. Yeah, I got that one. Luck E, Claude E, Gosselin, Mao T, World. I gotta look for my pen because I got a couple names I need to add to this that I realized I didn't hear. More on it. Meanwhile, in another world, what Mao T World, Green Gorilla, CT Garden, Benny Ben, Up and Able, Mr. Macro Duver, Kush Terps 5, Zentimento, Green Goddess, Alberta Cannabis Grower, Earth Creeper, Dawn Hazelhurst, Matt Ness, John Galt, Coonward, Robert Kittenhouse, or Rittenhouse. I should have. Sorry, Robert. Come back into chat so I can fix that up. The other ones I didn't realize were on this was Pedro. I believe he is Pedro, and Dizzy. Can't forget them guys. Why isn't Pedro and Dizzy on here? They put their time in. Cheers to you, Pedro and Dizzy. And of course, tonight's guest, Joey Berger. And last but not least, Weedest 207. Thank you guys very much for hanging out, tuning in. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this stuff day after day. I'm going to keep going. I'll keep going. Minimal till I reach that 1,000 mark for you guys. I love you guys. Hopefully you guys have an amazing day. You guys should know the deal by now. If this is the end of your day, your journey, please get some rest. If this is the beginning of your day, your journey, please take a little bit of time out for a little bit of meditation, self-love. You cannot give what you do not have in your heart. With that being said, have an amazing day, a prosperous afternoon. At one point, please take time to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. I'm a living, breathing example of that. I'm never going to quit preaching it. We all do a little bit, phone calls, whatever. As long as it comes from the heart, it will have weight. With that being said, I'll see you tonight with my guest will be Thunder Dan from chat. Looking forward to hearing